job.
The best in sports coverage.
This is going to be great.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk on 1080 The Fan.
Hey, what it do?
What's up?
You know what's up?
Scott Ruick.
Scott freaking Ruick and the Lady Beeves. That's what's up. Going dancing.
We were just getting ready to go monitor Jason Swigard's call of the final seconds.
I'm a little disappointed. We were hoping that
we won't need it.
No, I mean, it was a 13-point win, but we were kind of hoping that this would come down to the wire so that we could get some.
It's over.
We could get that.
That was from last year's conference tournament.
That's right. Conference tournament championship. Same exact game, essentially.
That was against Gonzaga.
That was against Gonzaga.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the Pilots needed that to get in. They're like 29-3, so they'll get in either way. The Lady Beeves, though, Scott Ruick, who lost his entire team, basically.
A really good team by all accounts.
A really good team. It was going to be like a preseason top 3 or 4 team. Everyone left, and they had a very middling year, and yet the Lady Beeves going dancing.
59-46, the final. It is over, we think?
Yes. No, we don't think.
We think.
We know. It is indeed over.
Here's the situation.
So
it still is weird for me to see the Nutria-Rat logo followed by West Coast Conference champion. I haven't processed that it's the West Coast Conference, but the Beeves.
I don't know how this will come off, but
Guessing not great.
Yeah,
that preface.
anytime that you are going to preface that, it's going to be bad. I don't mean to offend you, but
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody will be offended. It just is. They're in the West Coast Conference now, and I got to be honest with you, with they and the Cougs in the West Coast Conference, it kind of fits. It kind of works.
Oh,
I mean, they play Gonzaga every year. They play St. Mary. Like, it's kind of a fun little league.
But it's not going to be because the Pac-12 is back. So
But
enjoy your fun little league while it lasts.
You know what? I did.
You did.
I did.
You did.
San Francisco, the
We
Dons, Oregon State,
Yeah.
Washington State, Gonzaga, St. Mary.
Yeah.
Good little league.
Good little league that now, we'll move on to.
So who's West Coast Conference adding now? That
I don't know, because Gonzaga's playing in the Pac-12, at least for basketball.
Oh, that's right.
The stuff that matters.
When is that? Next year?
Next
2
year.
years? Really?
Yeah. The Pac-12 is back, baby.
Yeah. So
I
now
know.
the
We
West.
think.
So St. Mary's is the only. Why doesn't the Pac-12 add St. Mary's for basketball?
Couldn't tell you, and maybe they will. I don't know.
What are they doing? That's a good program.
Oh, well, maybe it's one of those. Remember, every time you add someone, you got to split the pie an extra way. And, I know Gonzaga's only basketball, but that carries a lot of weight. I'm not certain that St. Mary's really moves the needle for you. I mean, the new TV deal is supposed to be somewhere in the $8 to $10 million range. So you got to be careful with splitting the pie more ways.
Okay. Well, welcome to our show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, though, congratulations to
Thank you.
Oregon State. I feel bad for Washington State. I feel bad for Oregon State. They got left behind. And then, to have Scott Ruick, who's done a great job there at Oregon State, to get that team ripped away from him, and it's not his fault. It's no one's fault. It's just, you were playing in as you said, a cute little league, and you don't have the money, you're gonna get pilfered. And I just think that's a really, really cool story and a testament to how good of a coach he is. And you want him to believe you want to believe that he'll stay there and like see this thing through until someone comes along and offers him more money to go coach in the Big Ten, and then he leaves and does that.
Yeah, I mean, or I could crap all over that and say, look, it's just the West Coast Conference.
Hey, don't you do that.
But the Pilots were good this year.
Yeah, they went down. Yeah, the Pilots were great. And they went, and then the Beavs just took them down.
Do you think that the Pilots laid down so that Ruick, maybe there was like a backroom deal on this? Because the Pilots are going dancing anyway.
Yeah, and the Beavs needed this.
So maybe they did Scott Ruick a solid.
Took one for the West Coast Conference. I doubt it, but
Collusion is what you're saying.
That's right.
Yeah. I wonder if that has ever happened in the history of sport.
A team laid down for another team?
Yeah, but
I'm sure it's
You
happened.
will see it in soccer quite a bit if there's a group stage game and a tie benefits both, like a tie puts both teams through.
Oh.
They'll just play an awful game
Yeah.
against each other where they kind of kick the ball back and forth because as long as one of them doesn't lose, they both advance. That happens a lot.
I was thinking more along the lines of someone just doing someone else a solid. We don't need this game.
We'll rest our players.
The head coach is friends with the other head coach, or I don't know, whatever. They had some backroom Rick Pitino meetings, and someone's just like, you know what, we're sitting this one out because you can get it, I guess, in the NFL. It's like you rest guys, but that's not doing anyone a solid. It's just at the end of the year, like, hey, this doesn't mean anything to us. We're sitting our guys.
It's the big debate of how much do you rest your starters and stuff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, someone, needs that game. Like, they need you to beat the team to get in. I mean, last year Seattle had this, right? When it comes down to a tiebreaker or whatever. But I don't think that's ever done for the benefit of the other team. No one looks at that and says, "Hey, I like this guy, and this other dude's a douche, so I'm gonna lose a game."
Maybe it's happened, maybe it hasn't. We'll never know.
Yeah, I would have. Well, someone said the Black Sox scandal. That was just about money, though.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not talking
That's
about.
a different animal.
That's a different animal. I know that's happened, and I bet you
Still going on.
Oh, absolutely. If you peeled back that and you got the God power to see whatever. I'll bet you that there is so many little, and I don't think that happens necessarily in the World Series in the biggest moments, but I guarantee that thing happens all the time where someone shaves points, someone shaves a stat line.
Terry Rozier just last week.
Absolutely. You watch that thing. It's hard to believe that was just an innocent bad game. And dude, there's people to this day that will hand to God believe that the Chris Webber thing was.
That he was either in some debt or up against it or taking on the take or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. That was a real thing. And to this day, Chris Webber has never spoken about it, will not talk about it. And that only fuels it because if you're in deep to the sort of people that can get you to do that on the biggest stage, they can get you to shut up.
Yeah, you
for
listen
life.
when they say, don't talk.
Well, we had Paul Hornung and who was the Detroit Lions line? There was a Detroit Lions defensive lineman. They got suspended for a year for having mob ties with gambling. The Jordan stuff, was there anything there? I don't think that they killed his dad, but when
A lot of people thought that for a long time.
Absolutely, but it wouldn't shock me if Jordan owed the wrong people a bunch of money. Barkley talks about that he owed millions that he lost, mostly through casinos, but it's just. I think just gambling in sports and shady figures, that UNLV team, remember they were all photographed in the hot tub with some mobster?
Yeah.
I don't think that like a notorious Vegas mobster is like hanging out in the hot tub with UNLV basketball players because he likes the conversation. That tells me that maybe there's
You don't
an
think
angle
so?
there. No. He's like, man, that Greg Anthony's a great guy. Yeah, just invite him over in my hot tub. Just hang out. Why are you going there? Yeah, something tells me.
Hey, why you going there?
Yeah.
So West Coast Conference added Grand Canyon and Seattle, I'm seeing here.
Oh,
Seattle
okay.
University.
I can't say I knew that.
Not the Mariners.
No, that would be awkward. Although, did you see Rick Rizz get drilled in the head?
Oh, we have the audio.
We'll be getting to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a segment.
Poor Rick Rizz.
Rick Rizz's toupee saved his life.
Absolutely. I mean,
It sounds like.
Well, the padding on that thing. Man, it's like wearing a helmet. It's like wearing one of those Guardian caps for Rick Rizz.
So the West Coast will be St. Mary's, Loyola Marymount, Grand Canyon, Seattle, San Francisco, San Diego, UP, Santa Clara. I'm trying to do this by logo, and that's not that easy. What's that one? Some other team.
Not
gonna win the league here.
Yeah. If you don't recognize the logo, that probably
I don't.
doesn't speak volumes for that team.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, and you never know. It could have been some weird new, some of these like lesser conferences and the teams they're adding. You're like, who?
I know.
You're never quite certain.
Well, we're at the bottom of the barrel now, aren't we? I mean,
yeah, we're scraping it. Right near the bottom.
I mean, when you're talking, isn't the Pac-12 talking about who's the team
that's trying to come up? Sacramento.
Yeah, Sac State.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where we're at.
It's like, look, we're dragging the bottom of the river. We got to find some.
Oh, University of the Pacific is in there.
That's the other.
Yeah, so Santa Clara, San Francisco, San Diego, St. Mary's, UP, Pepperdine, Pacific, Loyola Marymount, and then they'll add Seattle and Grand Canyon.
Okay, well,
Gonzaga out.
Does that do anything for you?
Oregon State out. And Washington State out. So basically, the last 2 seasons of the West Coast Conference, the glory years.
those were the glory years.
The glory years.
When everything was
fun league.
Yeah, was it? What does
We
Jerry
hardly
say?
knew ye.
Glory holes and smiles or whatever. What's
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the Jerry line?
Smiles and glory holes.
Yeah, the last 2 years of the West Coast Conference, smiles and glory holes. You would just wish that like And I know you can't do it, but like you could get some of these conferences that could, like, if you joined them all together, you'd have a pretty decent conference. The problem is that they all hate each other and they're all like pecking at each other's eyes. So you just end up with like 3 conferences that make you universally go, eh. But if you took like the Mountain West and the West Coast and the Pac-12 and you had like a little merger there and you put it all together and maybe trim some of the fat, no offense to like Pacific, but if you took the best of those teams, you'd have a solid conference. But now you kind of look at it and there's just a lot of
If only.
Yeah, if only. But Gonzaga will go a long way to carrying at least for basketball, will carry the Pac-12.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's really no one else in the league, but
No.
so it's going to be Gonzaga.
Well, San Diego State. San Diego State's a good
Yeah,
program.
that's a good program.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's cool.
Utah State's decent.
Yeah, that's all right.
Who else? Yeah, well, no, I don't know.
Look, there's not a lot.
The Tinklers got his program cruising. 20-win season.
Don't be a jerk.
What?
Don't be a jerk.
He turned it around.
Don't be a jerk.
I'm not. He
You
turned
are.
it around.
You're laughing and you're
They won,
you're being a jerk.
Dude, they won 20 games for the first time since like the 90s.
Then why does it sound like you're being a jerk?
I don't know. That's a you problem.
No, it's not a...
Dude, he got a bunch of overseas transfers. They could shoot a little bit. They were kind of fun to watch. Kind of sucked at the end of the year, but you know what? He'll get that straightened out.
Boise's made the tournament a couple times.
Boise,
They're in there.
yeah, they're in there. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boise, Fresno, Colorado State, Utah State, San Diego State.
Ooh, Colorado State.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, all right. That'll be like the new West Coast Conference.
That's an uptick.
Poor Big Sky.
That's an uptick. Because you still got the gold standard of Gonzaga. And so you can replace St. Mary's with San Diego State. San Diego State's a much better program than St. Mary's. And then you throw in a couple of dashes of the Tinkler and whatnot. That's better than the West Coast Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going there? Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys ready to party?
Yeah, let's do it. We're talking about blown Achilles.
It is not TGL Tuesday.
No.
Did you know that?
Gonna go blow some ducks?
I thought we were going to talk TGL Tuesday, and then it turned out, no, we're just talking about
can't.
blown
Tiger
Achilles.
Tuesday.
There's no TGL Tuesday.
No.
I don't know why.
I was just talking about blown Achilles this morning at my dental appointment,
Mm-hmm.
and then turns out major Achilles news.
We do have major Achilles news.
Yeah, it's now become my greatest fear. The Achilles
Yeah.
tear just.
It's a rough one for us old.
Do you feel it kind of twinge sometimes when
Yeah.
you're just doing random stuff too?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, that and calves generally are pretty tight.
Uh-huh.
And so you know, it's all connected, and then you're just like, I should stretch more, and then you don't.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, crap, I'm going to blow an Achilles.
Well, sometimes like
I
when
am not playing basketball with you.
I have not played basketball, I think, since before I had kids because my wife's like, we cannot afford to have you on one leg. That's just not going to happen.
So that was the thing. I was talking to my dentist today, who I went to high school with. And one of the kids that we went with, that we're all friends with, is now the coach at a high school in Vancouver. And they were going to the state tournament. And so they wanted to get together a scout team to play against his girls. And a lot of times they'll go get guys, right? They'll go get guys to play against the girls, give them a little kind of a step up in competition.
Give him some tea.
So apparently,
Bring that tea.
apparently his idea was to gather a bunch of like that friend group from when we went to high school. So a bunch of old 40s got together to go scrimmage against the high school girls
I
to
know
get them
where
ready
this
for
is
the
going.
tournament.
No.
Yeah, guess what that resulted in?
Like
many-
4 emergency room visits. And,
How many
6
guys
blown
finished
joints?
the actual game?
But one of the guys that we knew that went to high school with, sorry, Dan, apparently he was just backpedaling. Like, apparently he was just jogging backwards. Boom.
I think there's a whole like internet channel of like adult racing fails, like when people in their 40s like decide I'm going to race this other person, and the things they blow out and twist and break, it's heinous.
And I didn't want to laugh when he was telling me the story, but I had to laugh. Like, what are you doing?
That's on them.
That's on them. You decide, because we're all between probably, 45 and 48.
Not Buckley.
And you just, no, I'm saying the guys that were playing in this game, that we all went to high school together. So you decided to get a group of you together to go play high school girls and run on a basketball court? I'm shocked that there was only one Achilles
And that's
tear.
the thing. It's not like you were doing it to climb Kilimanjaro. You
No.
were doing it to play some pickup hoop.
Said if I had been there, which is probably wasn't invited, I would have thrown the ball at him and left at him. I was like, that's what you get. Nice Achilles pop. Now you're walking around. You're not even walking around. You're on that weird scooter thing for like the next 8 months.
I did that when I broke my foot. I was on that scooter thing for 3 months. It was terrible.
Dude. Tell me the thing you can't get me to go do right now. Go play a game of basketball. Why don't you just take a butcher knife and just cut my Achilles tendon right now?
Imagine this, me for 3 months hopping up a flight of stairs to get to my apartment every night. No elevator, second floor apartment, broken foot.
Right out.
Well, if you didn't hear, Tiger Woods has a blown Achilles. Already had surgery.
Dude, that guy.
He's falling apart.
This son of a bitch.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, just at this point, Tiger, just
over.
start getting like animal parts. Like get that pig heart in there, get like a rhino tendon. Just start doing experimental surgeries because whatever you're doing, it's not working.
Well, if you look at Tom Brady and then Tiger Woods, two elites at their craft, boy, did they start to diverge at age 40 or what?
Yeah.
And it's all about how they treated their bodies.
Yeah.
Look at Brady.
Supposedly the story was that Tiger was like obsessed with like being a Navy SEAL. So he did all these really dumb CrossFit Navy SEAL sort of workouts.
If Tiger Woods had done being a golfer,
you don't need to look
you don't need
that.
Yes. If Tiger Woods had done the Tom Brady, the TB12,
he'd own every record in golf.
He'd still be playing.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have a blown Achilles.
No.
And he'd probably look way better.
Yeah. Well, that car wreck didn't help any.
No, that's true.
That was the pills, but still,
Well, he wouldn't have been on the pills if he were on TB12.
That's true. He wouldn't have been on the pills. But now it really is a moot point because his leg looks like Derrick Henry's dreadlock.
I mean, the guy's a mess.
Yeah.
And it's all his own fault.
Remember at one point, was it in the Masters or was it the U.S. Open, where one of his playing partners said that he could see the screw sticking out of Tiger's ankle?
Yeah, it was like coming out of the skin.
What? You're out playing and you just look down and you're like, hey, Tiger, what is that? Oh, yeah, it's just a pin in my ankle. Why is it sticking out? No, I'll be fine.
Kurt Schilling bloody sock.
Seriously, Tiger. Now you're blowing Achilles, but don't worry. He's going to rest and recover. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's my age, so I think he turns 50 maybe December.
Do you think that was the Achilles on the Freddy Krueger leg, or was that the other Achilles?
That's a good question. He's probably favoring. I would imagine he's favoring his hurt leg.
It probably blew out.
So
the good
he probably
leg.
blew out the good one.
Yeah, because I was going to say if it's the Freddy Krueger leg, at what point do you just go Oscar Pistorius?
Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
You just go like
I'm
Captain
not gonna
America,
lie.
Winter Soldier, and just get, because he's got the money.
Yeah.
He could just get a cool robot
Dude,
leg.
I'm sorry. I thought the last chapter in the Tiger Woods book was winning the Masters. No.
Robot leg.
It's Oscar Pistorius legs and then murdering his wife.
I was thinking Oscar Pistorius leg win another major.
And
you
then
went then murder the wife. Okay. Well, you took that to a dark place.
Well,
I thought robot leg wins. It's amazing. You went to no robot leg.
Can you
murder.
imagine if he were out there chipping, like hitting drives with those blades on his legs?
Amazing. Would
they even let him?
You have to.
Do you?
Yeah, Disability Act, man. Pistorius got to run. He sued. Let's make this happen. Tiger, these legs aren't doing us any good at this point, man. Time to go for the big guns.
So Tiger turns 50 in December, which next year puts him eligible for the Old Man Tour. I'm sorry, the Champions Tour.
Yeah. What are you offending the old men? They know where they're at.
I think he could. He's gonna play. He's gonna try to play out there.
You think?
Yes. He's already said he was. He was just waiting to turn 50.
You can use carts on that, can't you?
I think he can.
I think the old men can use carts. So.
Yeah. One-legged tiger winning Champions Tour events? Is that good or pathetic?
I think it'd be pretty awesome.
No, I don't think so.
Kind of sad.
He can still play TGL. You don't have to walk anywhere.
There it is. Be the TGL legend. Be the Tiger Woods of TGL.
From a wheelchair?
Be the Tiger Woods of the Tiger Woods Golf League.
That's right.
It makes me sad.
That's perfect.
Well, it's actually tomorrow's golf league.
Yeah, we know what it is. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's tomorrow's. Mm-hmm.
Well, rest in peace, Tiger.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some more NFL moves. We'll start there next on The Fan.
A Seahawks 1080 The Fan.
Yeah, somebody mentioned Phil Mickelson and his body holding up better than Tiger's. And it's true. I was comparing Tiger to Tom Brady just because, Brady's like the gold standard of how to take care of your body. And allowed him to play until, my God, how old was Brady when he retired?
In his 40s. And he only had the one injury, and that was just because someone fell on his knee. Remember, someone dove into it. But other than that, Brady never had.
He played till he was 45.
It truly is amazing that and I get, you can say what you will about quarterbacks and how we protect them, but the fact that he played for that many years and missed basically one major chunk of time because someone dove at his leg, which now resulted in a rule where you can't dive at anyone's legs. That dude, whatever you think of that weird TB12 stuff, and some people laugh at it, it worked for him because that guy was amazingly healthy and resilient.
Yeah, Brady, okay, his first full season was 2001. I'm going to read you his starts each year. 14, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 1.
That was the blown leg.
16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 12, 16, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17.
It's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
And retired at 45.
And probably
could have played.
Could have kept playing.
Kept playing.
Yeah.
Now, Phil, it's a good point by the texter. Phil is 54. He is older than Tiger.
Well, when he won his major, was he the oldest? Did he surpass Jack as the oldest?
I think so. He was 50. Let's see. When he won the PGA, that was 2021. He would have been 50 or 51 years old.
I think he broke the record. Yeah, Phil Mickelson won the 2021 PGA, 50 years, 11 months, basically 52 years old.
Yeah, basically 51 years old.
Oh, yeah, 51 years old. My bad. Yeah, 50
so
years, 11 months.
And then just not last year, but the year before at the Masters, he finished second.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember
Out of
that.
nowhere.
Yeah.
He was 53.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy. Yeah, and who would have thought that after all the when you looked
I do know that.
When you looked at Phil, who kind of and Phil got in shape towards the end. Let's give him credit.
He is taking care of himself. As a matter of fact, I hate to admit this, but I watched Live the other day, and he was on there, and boy, he's looking old.
Yeah,
but he's kept the weight off.
Yeah,
and he is taking care of himself. He even said he's playing pretty good.
Yeah,
and he wants to win another major.
Thinks he can.
He thinks he can.
How old?
He's 54 now.
Yeah, well, maybe
he won't. I mean, he can maybe win.
I think so, but you never know.
Open.
Yeah, like I said, he's got enough. You have to be good for 4 days in a row.
Not U.S. Open, British Open.
British Open. You remember? Was it who was it? Gary? No.
Tom Watson.
Tom Watson. Tom flirted with a couple
in
towards
his 60s.
Yeah, towards the end. That was at the British, where he was out there grinding around.
I think he was in his 60s.
He was old. I know that, and so
it was only a year or two ago. Phil finished in second place at Augusta.
Thank you for listening to the program. Nice to have you along.
How's it going?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Buckley.
Best in the business. That broadcast school really paying off.
Watson was 59.
All right. So,
in the 2009 Open, where it was at Turnberry, where he missed a tiny putt and lost to Stuart Sink.
So, yeah, it's not inconceivable to think that Phil could do it. It's weird when you look back at kind of fat, pudgy Phil and Tiger that started the fitness movement on the tour.
Yeah.
That here we would be at this point with Phil 54, Tiger 50.
50. About to be 50.
About to be 50. And one whose body is just completely shot. And the other guy, still hanging around.
Yep.
Looking good.
It's crazy.
That's one of those that if you could go back 15 years, someone would have laughed at you.
Never would have guessed.
If you would have said that Phil ages better than Tiger.
All right, well, now we've blown another segment on golf.
Now Phil's still wearing women's glasses.
Were you listening to the dude's story?
He's changed his sunglasses. He wears different shades now, but he still wears shades.
Well, every now and then I see him and he's wearing the transition lenses, which I love because nothing says 54-year-old golfer like some transition lenses.
He's also wearing the, he used to have the flappy, baggy pants,
Yeah.
He's now wearing the joggers.
Oh.
Out there.
Well, Phil's keeping it tight, man.
Do you remember that short period where he was wearing the button-down shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had his own mizzen. It was like
Mizzen Main.
Mizzen or something.
Regrettable.
Yeah.
Didn't work. But
and then for a while we were talking about it, he was always wearing the short shorts and he was looking at the calves. Phil wanted everyone to recognize the greatness of his calves.
And high kicks and stuff?
Yeah. Speaking of blown Achilles.
He's got his own coffee.
I'll tell you who's not showing you his calves right now is Tiger.
Does he have calves?
Well, we've never seen his Alex Smith leg. He wears that sleeve on it no matter what.
Yeah, I wonder what that thing looks like.
I think it looks a lot like Alex Smith's, which is, again, I think the closest comparison we have is Derrick Henry's hair. I think that is what is making up Tiger Woods' leg. So it's probably why he blew out his Achilles.
Take that for data.
All right. NFL, what do they call it? The legal tampering period.
Yeah.
The fiddle phase?
Day 2.
The fiddle faddle.
So these moves are a little less important.
And now we're kind of down to where we're
down to the Daniel Jones type moves.
Yeah, well, you're down to now where you're filling holes, you're filling needs with bargain players. Although I always contend that a lot of these moves end up being more impactful than the first day stuff.
All right. Well, we'll get to that next. But first, Buck with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this SportsCenter update. First on the Fan, lots more player movement in the NFL today. The Indianapolis Colts signed former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones to a one-year, $14 million deal. He will reportedly battle incumbent QB Anthony Richardson for the starting job. The 49ers released pass rusher Leonard Floyd, who then agreed to terms with the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers then moved on to Joey Bosa, the former Chargers pass rusher, uniting him with brother Nick on the San Francisco defensive line. The Eagles traded safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans in exchange for guard Kenyon Johnson. The Texans then filling that need at guard by reportedly agreeing to terms with free agent guard Laken Tomlinson. Former Chiefs safety Justin Reed agreeing to a 3-year, $31.5 million deal to join the New Orleans Saints. $22 million of that deal is guaranteed. And in golf, Tiger Woods underwent surgery today for a ruptured Achilles. He had been working his way back to play again this season. On the hardwood this afternoon, an automatic bid up for grabs in Las Vegas in the women's tournament. The Oregon State Beavers, led by Scott Ruick, advancing to the women's March Madness after knocking off Portland by 13. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy from Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Live, local, and free. No subscription. The Fan.
Coming up, you will hear exclusive audio of Rick Rizz being hit with a foul ball. But first, I want to tell you something. I have something to tell you.
Good thing you have a microphone in front of you and a captive audience. Mine is Buck, who may or may not be listening.
I could have told you this during the break, but I chose it on the air because that means more golf.
Sure.
The Tiger Woods, you said that we haven't seen Tiger Woods' mangled leg yet.
Yeah.
We have seen Tiger Woods' mangled leg. He has revealed his car accident leg.
Mm-hmm.
It is on internet. He was out in shorts watching Charlie play last year.
Oh.
And there are close-ups of what his leg looks like, and it does not look as bad as Alex Smith's, but clearly the scars are extensive.
I see it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, look
the
at
one
that.
and that's his right leg.
Yeah, by the way, he blew out the Achilles on the good leg.
On the left leg.
On the left leg.
So his car accident, he hurt his right leg. Mm-hmm. He blew out his Achilles on his left leg.
I'll tell you what, considering because they were talking about taking Woods' leg, and that was the Alex Smith thing. And if you've seen Alex Smith, that thing is the stuff of nightmares. I think I owe Tiger Woods' leg an apology. I don't think that is a Derrick Henry, Freddy Krueger leg.
It doesn't look. I mean, it's just the scar on the outside of his right shin.
Yeah, and it's a little,
is big.
It looks more shark bite than it does house fire.
That scar is like a foot long.
Yeah. Well, they had to replace everything in there with metal rods. And that guy's tripping off airport security every time he walks through. But it's better than I would have thought. Except now he's going to be limping on that one for a while because he blew out the other one.
I wonder if it would be easier for him to blow out the right one or the left one.
Boy, I'll tell you what, now you got two crappy legs.
Yeah.
But I guarantee that one of the reasons why he blew out the other one is he had to be, he walks with a noticeable limp.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, the NFL legal tampering period continues.
The fiddle faddle.
Yeah. And it's been a pretty wild couple days because there's been a lot of money to spend.
Well, there were teams with a bunch of money like the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And when you see some of these deals, and I see people kind of like shocked at these, two things to remember. You have to spend the money somewhere. So if there's a guy that you like and you've got like Patriots money, you don't mind spending $3 or $4 million more to get the guy you want, especially in a very thin free agent class. The other one to remember is as the cap goes up, it's a rising tide. So if you look at I'm shocked at some of the third receiver. So apparently the going rate for like a third slot or your fourth receiver is about $10 million. The going rate for a very average tackle is 15 to 20 million. And those are shocking numbers. But if you go back 7-8 years, the percentage of the cap is about the same for those positions as it was 10 years ago. It's just that as the salary cap has gone up, you would, if you're a team, you wish that the salaries would stay the same, but that's not the way this works because as the cap goes up, salaries increase. And so some of these aren't as egregious as the numbers appear. I just think we're not used to seeing NFL numbers that are this kind of shocking.
Well, I was reading an article today. They were saying, the cap has gone up so high because the league is making so much money off of their TV deals. And so the coffers are just full.
Yeah.
These teams have all kinds of money. And we thought they would be spending them. Well, we knew they would be spending it. Like you say, you got to spend it somewhere. Mm. But there have been some big ass names, getting deals and getting big. I mean, like huge money contracts that I think I think the league is looking around going, whoa, we didn't expect this. Like we knew it was going to be maybe a little wild, but not this.
Well, I think the idea was that as the cap goes up, you could spread it around more, but it's not because there's always someone that's resetting the market. And if you didn't, it'd be collusion, but there's always one or two teams that are willing to overpay for players. And every time you set the market, for instance, Myles Garrett, his guaranteed deal. If you're Micah Parsons, you think you're taking any less than Myles Garrett and Max Crosby? And this is why I said, every time you wait to re-sign the players you want, it ends up costing you. Smart teams will re-sign their players sooner than later. Like the Josh Allen deal right now seems shocking. You're like, oh my God, they gave him $250 million guaranteed dollars. I promise you in 3 or 4 years, the Josh Allen deal will not look absurd. And so kudos to the Bills for getting out ahead of it because, again, that's what good teams do. And if the NFL thought that players weren't going to be coming for bigger paychecks and they were just going to allow it to be spread out and create better teams, well, then you don't know agents and you don't know players, and that's it was a bit of a pipe dream that is not the reality of it.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah,
it's fun every year, more so this year. And today, Daniel Jones came off the board. It's over. The Daniel Jones sweepstakes.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones has been won by the Indianapolis Colts.
I give you the least interesting quarterback battle in 15 years.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones?
I actually find it kind of an interesting battle.
What?
I mean, look, I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying it's an interesting, they're pretty even.
If you're Ballard and you're just accept your walking papers now because your ass is getting fired.
I didn't even know he was still there.
When you step into the Daniel Jones as your savior, and by the way, they gave him $16 million. That is not backup quarterback money. That is enough money where there is a real competition between him and Anthony Richardson. And look,
got to make the kid earn it.
I think there's a real chance Daniel Jones wins this job.
Question for you then. Would you rather have 1 year of Daniel Jones at $14 million while you rebuild, or 3 years of Sam Darnold at $100 million while you rebuild?
Well, again, the $100 million it's not $100 million.
Well, it's 55, but
you look at the guaranteed. You got him for 2 years, and no, I would rather have Sam Darnold.
And I think he's clearly better than Jones. But
or
stopgap 1 year, I don't hate that.
Well, what if I give you Richardson on a rookie deal?
Which is what you have now.
I mean, I'd rather take my chances with that.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
Exactly. To me, if I'm the Colts, and again, this goes back to you just trying to save your job, but the only decision for Indianapolis, if you were being smart and you were going to actually try to take this beyond saving your crappy ass jobs, it's Anthony Richardson. Daniel Jones does nothing, absolutely nothing for you. You drafted Anthony Richardson to be your quarterback. You knew he was going to be a project, and like a bunch of Dunkoffs, you shoved him in there before he was ready. You've absolutely butchered this thing, and now you've got the kid fighting for his life with Daniel Jones, who, by the way, I'm guessing in practice, Daniel Jones is going to look better than Anthony Richardson.
That's just the thing is,
it's set up for him to lose.
in the competition, he's obviously going to win. He's more experienced. He's better at being the pocket passer they need, but he's not as dynamic, and you're not going to be asked to do that in practice.
So,
but he's a Dunkoff.
He is a Dunkoff. They did Anthony.
What's a Dunkoff?
Just a dumbass.
Oh.
They did Anthony Richardson dirty.
I do know.
And I didn't like Anthony Richardson. I don't like Jalen Milroe. I've never understood this kid is a great athlete, and he was a crappy quarterback in college that never lifted his team at all. I never understood that. But the idea of taking Anthony Richardson and then trying to force him and be like, no, he's ready to go right now. He wasn't ready to go at Florida, and they shoved him into the NFL, and they just threw him to the Wolves. And they just, that's malpractice. That's enough should be able to fire that entire group that was in charge of that. And now you've decided to compete with Daniel Jones, and you gave Daniel Jones enough money where this will be a real competition. If you were just bringing someone in for whatever, you'd bring in Jameis, right? You'd bring in someone at
What about Rodgers is still sitting out there?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like he's going to make up his mind between the Jets and the Steelers.
Oh, is he? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Or not the Jets, excuse me, the Giants and the Steelers.
Oh, okay.
At least that's the scuttlebutt, is he's debating between those two, which,
Why would he
by
go
the
to
way,
the Giants?
because the Giants, again, need to save Dable and company need to save their jobs.
I know, but why would he go there?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
Go to Pittsburgh.
Go to Pittsburgh.
That's not a bad.
No, it's not.
That's a good team, good coach.
Go to Pittsburgh.
You got Metcalf.
If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Giants,
Cool uniforms.
instead of to Pittsburgh, then again, I don't know what to tell you.
You've played in cold weather.
But it's Aaron Rodgers, and who knows? The guy's probably going to go in the dark and wait for the plant to tell him where to go.
Well, now I really want him to go to Pittsburgh and say that he went because of the cool uniforms.
Hey, come on, dude. That's a rad uni. Yeah. You got to admit that.
It is.
Steelers?
One of the all-time greats.
I think he'd look great in a Steelers
and
uniform.
definitely why an all-time quarterback would choose his next destination.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want to go playing like in Jacksonville or Arizona in those bum-ass unis.
That's true.
The Titans, I'm looking right at you. Those things are terrible. Yeah, go to I don't understand either why you'd go to New York over Pittsburgh, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
Wouldn't have to move?
Yeah. Maybe he just likes being in New York. Maybe he believes, I don't know, the Giants, I guess you could you could try to talk yourself into the Giants, right? You could talk yourself into their defense a little bit.
They have Saquon Bart. Oh wait,
No,
Harder
no,
to find
no.
ayahuasca in the Rust Belt, maybe.
who's
you
his
know,
best receiver in New York?
They got Malik Neighbors. So, and he's Malik Neighbors is a really, really good player. Pittsburgh.
It's time
Whoa!
for Who's Leading the Charge. A look under the...
God,
Fire.
What is
Buckley's on
Colorado
fire
Rockies?
right now.
Being a man of increase.
Buckley's not paying attention to our show.
But you got Malik Neighbors. You brought back. They just re-signed Darius Slayton, which is so weird because Darius Slayton and the Giants hate each other, and yet they can't ever separate. They're like that bad couple that should be divorced, but somehow they keep coming around. You got a left tackle, and you could sell yourself on the defense. They just signed Javon Holland. I don't know why they signed Javon Holland when they had Xavier.
What's his nuts?
Oh God. For the Packers. Why am I completely blanking on his last name?
You're getting no help from us.
Xavier
McKinney.
There it is.
Yeah, that guy.
Bless him. I was thinking of Jeff McGinley, our engineer, and I'm like, it's not McGinley. But they had a really good safety that they let go, and then it turned out he was a really good safety. So they bring in Holland. You got a decent D line. You could talk yourself into maybe if you're Aaron Rodgers being like, I could do something there in New York, kind of maybe be the focal point. Whereas in Pittsburgh, you kind of feel like maybe you're going to be the leash is going to be put on you a little bit more. Maybe you don't want to deal with Tomlin. I don't know.
That was a bad sell.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
You got Russ out there too. I don't know
Yeah.
where he's going to go, but
Yeah,
he could go back to Pittsburgh.
If Aaron Rodgers is
Mr. Unlimited.
Russ is sitting down.
If what? Wait, what'd you say?
If Aaron Rodgers comes, Russ is no more.
Well,
You know?
yeah. But if Aaron Rodgers doesn't,
Yeah,
they're going back with Russ.
I don't
They have
think,
no other option.
I don't think there's another option.
It's those two guys
There's not. Yeah, there's nothing.
and Daniel Jones.
Nope.
Daniel Jones.
I just like to point out that he got $16 million.
Yeah, to go with his $40 million from before.
Yes. Daniel Jones pays to be a pseudo.
You know what it pays to be? Well, he's not even that. What it pays to be is it pays to look the part.
Sure.
Sam Bradford did that.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford wasn't any good.
No.
But
Everyone
the league
loved-
could not quit him.
Yes.
Daniel Jones is the new Sam Bradford.
Well,
because he's big,
Yeah.
he's got the arm,
And he runs
can
around.
run,
Yeah.
and so you look at him and you go, well, I can fix that.
And the other one, he was a high pick.
And the answer is you can't.
Draft bias is such a real thing that when you go in the top 15, we just assume that there's all this talent that someone's going to try to unlock, Zach Wilson. But when you go in the 4th or 5th or 6th round, we don't even want to give Brock Purdy any credit, and Brock Purdy's really good.
Well, Darnold was the one that was almost left for dead until the Vikings, did that reclamation project.
We'll wait
Same
and see, by the
situation for
way.
him.
I'm not ready to say he's back. Well, wait and see.
Well, he was
year
back last year.
1 year of the best of circumstances. I'm not ready to believe that Sam Darnold has turned some sort of magical corner, but we'll see.
All right. One other quarterback note. There is one other name out there that could be on the move, and they're now saying they already know where he might go. So one other team may get a new starting quarterback, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but we'll get to that next on The Fan.
The best 1080 The Fan.
All right, wrapping up NFL tampering talk, because technically we're still tampering.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Hello?
We're fiddling.
It's the fiddle phase.
Fiddle
We can
phase.
agree to things,
When
but we
it-
can't put pen to paper.
When's everything official? Does anybody know? Does anybody care?
Next week, maybe?
Yeah, I'll say when can free agents sign? March 12th.
Tomorrow.
So tomorrow we can be done fiddling and we can consummate the.
But they're all done. That's
pretty
the dumb
much.
thing.
Pretty much.
Except for one.
Every now and then you get someone though that goes back on it. It does happen.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one quarterback out there. We were talking about Russ. We were talking about A-Rod,
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
What about Kirk Cousins? The report is that the Atlanta might cut bait on him with
Yeah.
Penix.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Penix emerged, and if they cut bait on him, he's going to the Browns,
I could see that.
they said.
That kind of makes sense. So, and people expect it's just a huge dead money hit, but that seems to be the expectation because at this point, no one's willing to trade for him. And yeah, he'd be a domino that would fall.
So that signing, I mean, I remember at the time, well, no, it was a trade, right? Didn't they trade for Cousins?
No,
Because wasn't it draft day?
I think Cousins was a free agent. Signing
Yeah, you're right.
in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
that's right. Because then they drafted Penix,
Mhm.
and then everybody's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And then some of us tried to make the case, well, that's pretty smart.
Mhm.
But in hindsight, it really wasn't.
No, I mean,
Because you're costing yourself a ton of money by doing that.
yes, this
You could have
was-
had another stopgap quarterback, waited on Penix. The Penix didn't take long.
Yeah.
He is definitely their starter.
Yeah,
So
he just.
I don't really know what they were trying to accomplish there, but
Well, it was a bet on Cousins, and it didn't look particularly good. And then I'm not certain that you thought that Penix would be around when you were drafted, or maybe you didn't know that you were going to fall in love with Penix. And so from a financial standpoint, it sucks. You're gonna have to eat some crow. But the way NFL teams view dead money now, it just isn't what it used to be. I mean, Denver actually took the full hit of Russell Wilson last year, and Denver ended up being
yeah, they're fine.
fine. So if you're Atlanta, I mean, Atlanta's a competitive team, and if you get Penix and you have to eat the Cousins deal, I'll look and see how much dead money that would be. I know it's a lot.
So why are they just brushing that off like it's nothing? Just because they have so much money?
Yeah, and the idea is that because you're paying Penix nothing, right? You can eat the quarterback money. It's the same thing with Bo Nix. If you're going to eat a bunch of cash, it behooves you to have a rookie quarterback. And then for a year or two, it's like you don't have a rookie quarterback. You're paying an expensive quarterback. You're just paying him not to be there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of why teams can get away with this. And look, Atlanta still needs help. It's just not, it's like Denver. Denver last year was a nice team, but Denver had gaps. But once they kind of moved forward, and you saw Denver in free agency, Denver actually added quite a bit in free agency. They kept some of their own guys. They went out and got Greenlaw, and they got Hufanga from the 49ers that the 49ers couldn't afford to keep around.
Is Denver going to be nasty next year?
Look,
They might be nasty.
yeah, there's a chance. Now, you are betting on two guys that didn't play last year, Greenlaw and Hufanga. If those guys are healthy versions of themselves, which is a big if, you took already a top 10 defense that was really good, and you added 2 sticks of dynamite in the middle of it. Dude, those guys are difference makers. And then the other question becomes, what's Bo Nix? Bo last year was a really nice player. He had some ups and downs, really settled into it, and he was a nice system guy. The question becomes, as more tape gets out on him and you start to expand a little bit what he does, where is the Bo Nix ceiling? Is Bo more of a I don't know, is he more of a game manager type, or does he take that next step and really start to come into his own as one of the good elite quarterbacks? And obviously they play in a tough division because the Chargers aren't going anywhere. They're going to be better. And, oh, yeah, this Kansas City Chiefs team. We don't know what the Raiders are doing. But if you wanted one of the more interesting teams and teams that I thought did a really nice job in free agency, and now you stub the draft, probably need to go out and find a running back, probably need to find a tight end. I don't know if you know about this draft, but guess what there's a lot of?
Tight ends.
Running backs and tight ends. So Denver should address that. They're strong along the lines. They have come out of the Russell Wilson thing looking pretty good. That is one of the more intriguing teams going into next year.
New ownership too.
Yes.
So Cousins' dead money is $65 million if they cut him before June 1.
Yeah.
You like that?
if they cut him after June 1, they can split that money between this year and next.
Yeah, and so I would assume you split it over 2, and then you got Penix on a cheap deal, and away you go. Atlanta still needs help. I don't think Atlanta is a contender, especially they need pass rush help. I think they got Leonard Floyd today, which whatever. They haven't had a real pass rusher there in years. But at least moving on from Cousins and admitting that you're wrong, it's the Russell Wilson thing. Do not, if you're wrong at a position, just cut the limb off. Don't try to do the gangrene thing. If you and what we saw last year, it's time to move on. Make Penix the guy. You're trying to find a deal for Cousins. It's not going to happen. My guess is, like you said, post June 1, they cut him, take the hit over the next year or 2, and you move on with Penix, and you hope you hope that Penix is good enough to kind of raise you out of the hole for the next 2 years.
Well, watch out for Cousins in Cleveland. I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move for him, but it's better than maybe Watson. I guess Watson's hurt again.
Watson's hurt again.
So then who did they? And they traded DTR. They have Pickett.
Cleveland just got Pickett.
Is he their only guy?
Let's see who else they have.
Their plan has to be for either like a Rodgers or a Cousins, and then with Pickett waiting in the wings.
Yeah, that's
got to be Cousins.
They got Bailey Zappi,
the Zap Man,
and Kenny Pickett. I think Winston is a unrestricted free agent. I don't even think he's there anymore.
No one signed Winston yet.
No.
It's a beautiful day.
Look, my guess is Cleveland knows that Kirk Cousins is coming.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Or you could always address it in the draft if you want to go to that road. You kind of forget because it's a crappy quarterback class, but you can still draft your quarterback. Like Tennessee, you would assume, the Giants do it. The only thing about like the Giants is, again, you're going to get yourself fired if you go with a rookie quarterback probably, because none of these guys appear to be hit the ground running. But like Tennessee's got a runway.
And there's been some rumbling of like a little flirtation with Shador and the Browns. Like he's been talking positively of them. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, so you never know. I mean, we just don't know how teams feel about these quarterbacks. So, like if it was last year, we talked about there was a lot of quarterbacks people like. This year, all of a sudden, we're like, But just because that's the way the media is talking about it doesn't mean behind closed doors that Cleveland or Tennessee or one of these teams isn't falling in love with a Jackson Dart or a whoever.
All right, up next is exclusive audio of someone trying to disable Rick Rizz's toupee on the fan.
Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan, lots more player movement in the NFL today. The Indianapolis Colts signed former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones to a one-year, $14 million deal. He'll reportedly battle incumbent QB Anthony Richardson for the starting job. The 49ers released pass rusher Leonard Floyd, who agreed to a deal with the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers also added former Chargers pass rusher Joey Bosa, uniting him with his brother Nick on the defensive line. Eagles trade safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans in exchange for guard Kenyon Green. Former Chiefs safety Justin Reed agrees to a 3-year, $31.5 million deal with the Saints. $22 million of that is guaranteed. In golf, Tiger Woods undergoes surgery for a ruptured Achilles. He had been ramping his way back up to a return this season. And on the hardwood, the Oregon State women punched their ticket to the big dance, beating Portland in the WCC championship game. More sports stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy from Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Jump back to earlier parts of your favorite fan shows on the Odyssey app. The only way to rewind Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan.
If you can find the time to explore the mind of a stripper, then you can find the time to spend with your actual family.
Primetime with Isaac and Soup.
Damn! What they on? All steroids and no carbs? Them some thick-ass kids.
This is Primetime.
We're not like you. We're grown-ups.
Your source for the best in local, regional, and national sports.
Oh, my goodness!
Here are Isaac Ropp and Jason Sakanik with Primetime on 1080 The Fan.
Thanks, Isaac. It's Newt Zook.
Yes, here we are, Isaac and Newt Zook, on another Tuesday. I think it's raining. If it's not, it's about to.
Yeah, it wasn't raining earlier today, but I do believe it's coming in.
Andy Carson told me this morning there's going to be a lot of rain over the next week.
Boy, I cannot tell you the last time that I watched a local newscast. Like, for weather, you're probably talking a decade.
It's called rain. Comes down from heaven.
Yeah.
Goes drip,
Drip, drip, drip, drip.
It goes drip,
drip.
drip, drip.
We were selling Teslas at the White House today for some unknown reason, but
I think I know why.
yeah, it's a real thing that happened.
So look, we've got some bad audio here. It's kind of scary. Do you remember when John Sterling got hit with the baseball?
Yeah, I do
in the
remember
booth?
that. Yeah.
Ow!
It was a glancing blow.
That sounds fake.
Yeah. But it was real.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's John Sterling of the Yankees.
It 100% sounds like a fake ow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you're,
Well, and even the sound of it.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Oh.
3 hours?
Yeah, it was a little much.
Yeah.
A little dramatic, John.
Well, he's old too.
Yeah. Well, so is this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is.
I think Rizz is in his, I think he's like, I want to say 70, 71?
Don't judge by his hair, though.
No.
That's designed to make him look younger.
Oh, you kidding me? That hair is like, that hair is brand new. Yeah, 71 years
50.
old for Rick Rizz.
71, yeah.
71.
He's been at it a while.
Yeah.
I haven't heard him in a while, so I heard this and went, oh, man, he sounds old. But, that's, he is.
Yeah.
But he
Still
was
rocking that toupee,
yeah,
which I
know.
love.
He's doing the Mariners game still.
Yeah.
And he almost gets hit in the head with the foul ball.
Now the set by Vargas. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
Did it get you?
Oh, man. Hit me in the head.
Did it get you?
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
What?
An old man got hit, for God's sake.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break here.
Who's that guy?
We'll come back. We'll come back right after this.
This is his partner.
Yeah, who?
I'm hurt. Dave Sims is gone.
I mean, it's spring training. It could be anybody. They rotate guys in pretty
there,
frequently.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that's kind of funny.
Oh, you're such a jerk.
Now the set by Vargas. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
Did it get you?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Hit me in the head.
Did it get you?
Yeah.
All right. That part isn't funny, but can we the beginning?
It's funny.
The beginning's a little funny because I don't know what those sounds are that he's making.
Well,
He also
Yeah, we're gonna
speaks in
take a quick
3
break
different
here.
voices.
We'll be.
You know,
We'll come back.
Like the
We'll come
grunt
back
when
right
it's
after this.
incoming, and then
Yeah.
the like soft push whisper when he's like Keeled over?
Now the set by Vargas. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
Did it get you?
Well,
Did it got you? Well, anyway, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's all right.
If you're wondering.
Yeah.
We would not be able to laugh if he were not.
No. Now, it did get him in the head, though?
Well, here's what he said about it.
Folks, I want to let you know that, took a pretty good shot in the
Yeah,
back
you
of my
did.
head with a foul ball up
Yeah,
here
you did.
in the radio booth. But I'm sore, but I'm okay. Here's the next offer. Swinging a foul back at the count 0-2. I'm getting a lot of texts from my friends. And I just want to let you know I'm okay.
Hitting the back of the head.
Back of the head.
Which
So he was the ball was probably coming at him, and he ducked down, and then it probably ricocheted off something.
it probably hit the back wall or
hit the
something.
back wall and it came back. Because if he had taken one, you really can't get hit in the back of the head in the broadcast booth, and had you taken a direct foul ball, that you probably wouldn't have been okay. So I'm gonna say ricochet, off the back wall, and that would explain the. There was a rumble.
Yeah.
There was a rumble as that ball rattled around.
Oh, man.
Thank God for that toupee, though.
So does he say, "Oh man, I've been hit"?
Yeah.
He says, "Oh man, hit me in the head."
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hit me in the head.
Yeah. Hit
got
me in the
him
head.
in the head.
And he's kind of doing an accent with that.
Well,
What is he, Myers Leonard?
knocked him into an accent. You can't look. It's a dangerous thing.
Well, I know what you're wondering. Is the toupee okay?
Yeah.
And do we have video of the toupee and how it held up during this? Because that's what I want to know.
That was pulled from an audio clip from the MLB app, so it was not on television.
I'm guessing there's no, it's spring training. There's
I
no
know.
video of that. And if there was, Rick Rizz would have it scrubbed. But how great would it have been if there's video of him getting hit and then the toupee flopping over?
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
I'm guessing that might have been what happened. I mean,
No, that thing is glued down. It's going to take hurricane force winds to remove that. That thing is sutured to the head. And my favorite part is over the years, it keeps getting bigger. Like,
I haven't seen it lately. You got a picture?
yeah, like if you look at Rick Rizz, every year it just grows. It grows and grows and grows. So I appreciate the fact that Rick doesn't just keep one toupee, he upgrades. So I actually think he's grateful that it happened now, because if it happened 10 years ago, that toupee may have been thinner. Because as he gets older and the toupee grows, it probably adds more of a cushion.
Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah.
At least he says he's okay. What if he drops dead in the next couple days?
Well, that's mean.
Well, he's old.
Don't do that.
Concussion,
Nah, he's fine.
Okay, good.
He did shove me out of the way to go to the bathroom once, though.
He's an important guy, Rick Rizz. When Rick Rizz has to whiz, you move to the side.
That is true.
That's his personal biz.
The greatness
think,
that is Rick Rizz.
Luckily,
I can't stop looking at the hair, though, and it just.
I think we need the clip. Can we get the clip of him?
Already working on it.
Yeah, the actual audio of him getting hit, because I
Yeah.
want to compare it to John Sterling.
See who handled it better?
Well, I think.
Well, Sterling does the 3 ows, and then.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Sorry.
And then we have this one here.
On the fan.
Swinging a foul.
So this one's better.
Oh my God.
Swinging a foul.
The best part is
He's like a duck at the end.
he knew it was coming, though. Like he was bracing for it.
Swinging a foul.
He knew it was coming.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And better than John Sterling.
It is.
Step up your game, Sterling. You old bastard.
Hey, Sterling took it a little better with just 3 ows.
All right.
But we don't know the severity. One was a line drive, one was a pop fly. Who knows?
Yeah, you don't
know. Getting hit in the head with the ball is no joke, though.
All right, today in regrettable sports decisions, next on The Fan.
The 1080 The Fan.
I'm sorry, that's just good old-fashioned sports content.
The beginning, not the end, but the beginning of the Rick Rizz, the fact that he's still making the call, and I need the video of that because you could put that directly into my veins.
What is the noise?
I don't know.
I think he's falling over. That's what I picture. I picture him trying to hold on the microphone but falling off.
Did it get you?
Yeah.
Ow! Ow!
And then there's the
very
classic.
Yeah.
Did it get you? Yeah.
I'm very confident.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Did it get you? Yeah.
I'm
More
very
importantly,
confident.
Rick, you and your luscious hair are okay. That's all that matters.
Your luscious fake hair. Yeah. Today in regrettable sports decisions, I don't know if you saw the Big 12 court today, but it's getting widely panned.
It's not good.
What are they doing there?
I don't know. Is Adidas in charge of that? I feel like every time I think of Big 12, I think of like Kansas basketball uniforms, and it's just every now and then just something happens, and you're like, who?
So the conference tournaments are going on.
Yeah.
In the Big 12 tournament, I don't even know where it is. Are they in Dallas? Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know where that is.
See where this is at, but you can't. I mean, I don't know. It's like
The
bad.
floor-
It's like bad carpet.
I've never seen anything like that
No.
for a basketball floor. It's like like Louis Vuitton, the logo is all over the like the bags.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Over the whole court, the Roman numerals.
Yeah, but except the court itself kind of looks gray. And so it's just like you don't even realize at first that it's the Big 12 logo because it's going different directions. It's just terrible. And then like Phillips 66 is sponsoring it. I don't know what the hell that thing's supposed to be, but it's terrible. But my guess is someone paid a lot of money for it, so there you go. Brett Yormark said that he wanted the league's postseason tournament to reflect his ideal version of the league: young, hip, upscale, and current.
It's none of those things.
Well, are you young, hip, upscale, or current?
It might
Fair.
be young because they're college kids.
That's fair.
Maybe you're not the one to decide
That's fair.
what is that.
That's fair, but come on.
And since when is college hoops supposed to be upscale?
Well, the Big 12.
Yeah, bitch.
This is
With
the Ivy
Phillips
League.
66, there's nothing upscale about a gas station.
No, probably not. So
Yeah, I mean, if you're sponsored by Louis Vuitton, that's one thing. You're not. You're sponsored by a gas station.
it is a little weird. But he did say he's about modernizing and conceptualizing their brand, and he did thank Phillips 66 for being the court's presenting sponsor.
Well, it's awful.
The Big 12 needs money, man, so everything's for sale.
I tuned into a little bit of it this morning. Cincinnati was playing Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And it gave me a headache. Like I'm overstimulated. To this moment, I'm overstimulated by that court.
Someone who was covering the tournament said, I think it's about to give me a panic attack.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
Yeah, well, it kind of looks like one of those, like, remember in the old day where you would look at one of those 3D things and then you had to like see a
Like a magic eye.
Yeah.
It's like when they say flashes, like they always they give the warning about flashes on shows now.
Yeah.
Like that.
May give you a stroke.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I had a stroke. I'm suing them.
I wonder what the players think about that.
Well, they're young and hip, right?
I guess.
I bet when they're on it, it's largely inconsequential, but I think it's just a pain for everybody looking at it.
See, I don't know, man. If you're used to playing on an actual basketball court and then you see that thing, I wonder if anyone is going to be critical of that.
But isn't there all this crazy crap in AAU too, where there's stuff like this going on? Probably.
Again, you're asking the wrong guy. When's the last time I went to an AAU basketball game? It's just that's not happening.
This last weekend.
I can't think of a circumstance. I would rather sit and just listen to Rick Rizz get hit with that baseball for 2.5 hours straight rather than go see an AAU basketball.
Did it get you?
Yeah. Yeah, what's worse, that court, and I guess they're in Kansas City, or the small tournament courts that have the volleyball court on there too.
Yeah.
Or what's worse, that or the widely panned Oregon Trees court.
You know what? The Oregon Tree court, at least there's a look, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but at least there's a theme, and like Oregon's
the concept is there.
Oregon's known for doing that. This is kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
And the fact that
it's a try hard.
Yes.
I have concepts of a plan.
And the fact that you said that it's meant to be young, hip, just Dude, you're like a 65-year-old guy running the conference. The words young and hip should never come out of your mouth. It's not good.
In other today in regrettable sports decisions news, the Texas Rangers have had to pull a cap from their online shops this week after fans were outraged that it spelled out a Spanish vulgarity for a woman's breasts.
Yeah. Couldn't have it.
So I don't know if you guys have seen these new hats.
Yeah, they're terrible.
The new era hats that they put out of all the teams.
I'm going to show you my boobs.
So bad.
Yeah.
Because all they have done is they have put, so it's basically just the regular hat of the teams.
Yes.
But then they spelled out the name of the team, the mascot of the team behind the logo
in the same
of
font
the hat
that you would use. So
it's terrible.
So like with the Mets, you have the NY.
Yeah.
And then in the background would be the New York font that is on the front of their jerseys.
Yeah.
Why anyone...
It's stupid.
And some of them, like, have you seen, like, the Padres one?
Yes.
It's enormous.
It looks like a mistake hat.
Yes.
Well, and it makes, like, words out of nothing. So, like, the Mariners one, the big S is in the middle, and it wipes out the R-I-N-E-R in the middle of Mariners. It says Mazers.
Well, and here's the problem with the Texas hat.
Would they be like cooler if they were the Mazers?
The Mazers. Ooh, I'd go see a Mazers game.
Yeah, the problem with the Texas hat is, can we cuss in Spanish on the show?
That I don't know. Well, it's not a cuss word. It just
we can't say tease.
Yeah.
And it's Spanish for tease.
I'm going to show you my boobs.
So Texas, Texas.
Yeah.
But the X you can't see because the big T, the logo T is on it.
Yeah.
So it's spelled Tetas.
Well, there's that mountain range, the Tetons. It's like that.
And
but,
apparently that
drop
means
the
in
N.
Spanish, it means
It
straight
means
up tops.
tease.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I would think that would be a great seller.
No kidding. That's the best one of all of them.
Hands down. It's the best one. But yeah, then someone had to come out and now we had to apologize and say we didn't mean to offend anyone, and then everyone had to remove it. And
Now this isn't exact, but I was just looking at the Astros one.
Yeah.
It says asshose.
It's sure to technically as hose,
As
but yeah.
hose.
Look, it says asshose. That's what it says. This is like if you've ever seen Celebrity Jeopardy, like where who is it? The Sean Connery. He's always taking the category.
It's like Dolly Parton titles, and he says Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Instead of let it snow, let tease now. The Astros hat does indeed spell asshose. Someone, and yet the Rangers you can boot, but the asshose stays.
Now, do you want to do the Angels next?
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that would be.
Well, there's 4 of them, and the A's one just spells ass.
Right in the butt.
The A's? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, you can see the T. It's more Atlas. The A's is Atlas.
Oh, I just see ass. I mean, come on. That's just ASS.
Oh, that's not the one I'm seeing.
Oh, that's an old one. So they compared the Texas one to a previous design in which the A's ones just looked like ass.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so the Angels is...
You go A-N, and then you
it's
lose.
It's anals,
It's
but
anals.
with an E.
Yeah.
Right in the butt.
So it kind of works.
Certainly looks like anals.
Yeah.
If you were making a license plate, I don't think they would let you have the anals on there.
And they play in the same division as the assholes.
Yes.
In tonight's matchup, we got the ass. Ooh.
Whoa.
I almost cussed.
Yeah.
We got the assholes and the anals. I mean, my God, what are they?
In trouble.
What are they doing?
Now the set by Vargas. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
Swinging a foul.
Get you? Folks, I want to let you know that, I took a pretty good shot in the back of my head with a foul ball up here in the radio booth. But I'm sore, but I'm okay. Here's the next offer. Swinging a foul back.
There's a deep fly by Castellanos. Did Castellanos hit it?
And I just want to let you know I'm okay.
Do we know?
Swinging a foul.
I can't. But can you do me a favor? I need just the. I need that.
You need the swing and a foul, or you need the grunt?
No,
part?
I want just give me. I want that right there. I need that.
He wants the back half of that.
I want the isolated. I need just that because I think that is going to be our Willie Bloomquist. I think that you could put that drop in a lot of situations and it's going to do some heavy lifting for us.
That's good stuff. Well,
go Assos.
They pulled the Tatas hat. I don't even know if I can say that.
Well, we've been saying the other one. But so they pulled that one, but the Angels and the Astros are fine?
Apparently.
That's fine?
People haven't put 2 and 2 together yet. Or they just hate the Astros that much.
Oh, is this a Fanatic steal? I'd like to believe that it is.
New era.
Oh, okay.
They're New Era caps.
Right. I was hoping it was Fanatics because
I mean, dude,
let me point out once again that Fanatics sucks.
Really? Oh.
Did it get you? Yeah.
Swing and foul.
It's rhythmic.
Yes, it is. I think I could put that. What are those ones where you play like a soothing thing at night to fall asleep? Like the
ASMR?
Yeah, I need a Rick Rizz.
Swing and foul.
Going to hell. Waiting for it to get a
Sounds like a duck.
It does a little bit. Waiting for like Softy or some Mariner honk to send us an angry message making fun of Rick Rizz.
Well, we're not
Gonna go blow some ducks.
We're not making fun of him as much as the situation that he was in.
Yeah. Well, and really, when you think about it, we're celebrating Rick Rizz.
Swing and foul.
Did it get you? Yeah.
We haven't had one quite like this since the swag pilot's call of a year ago. That we spent an entire day on that.
We
and
think it's over.
Yeah, I feel like this Rick Rizz is in that category. Sometimes the universe just gives you a gift.
Yeah.
Swing and foul.
Now that you isolated it, the is even better.
I love the way his pace picks up as that ball is approaching. We're gonna foul.
Swing and foul.
He knew it's coming. He knew it.
Sounds like a seal. Is it a duck or is it a seal?
Well, there's a grunt. I love the grunt. I can't get enough of it.
Did it get you? Yeah.
Yes.
Good times.
Hey, you want dead kid news?
Oh my God.
Swing and foul.
I'm sorry.
This show.
I'm sorry. Look, they found the boy.
Yeah.
They found the boy. Yeah. I have that, and they're getting... Hey, I want to lay out this situation in Lake O for you guys. They're getting... This is so dumb.
Getting nuts.
Is Sue going for Caddy Day?
What?
Oh, yeah. We got to do Caddy Day, 11 to 11:15. I'm going to organize, especially now with this, I'm organizing. I think you were gone. I want to organize a invasion of Lake Oswego on the first really hot day and get everyone in their most white trash floaty device, and we're heading to Lake O. We're going to piss off some rich people.
All right, we'll get to that next. Here's Buck.
Swing and foul.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on The Fan, plenty of player movement in the NFL today, including the Indianapolis Colts signing former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones to a one-year, $14 million deal. He'll reportedly battle incumbent QB Anthony Richardson for the starting job. Meanwhile, in golf, Tiger Woods underwent surgery today for a ruptured Achilles. Woods had been ramping up to return again this season. On the hardwood this afternoon, the Oregon State women getting an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, winning the WCC tournament over Portland. And some auto bids up on the line tonight as Cinderella, Delaware, taking on UNC Wilmington. They're trailing by 10 right now in the Colonial Championship. St. Francis and Central Connecticut are tied in the Northeast Championship game. Winner getting an automatic bid in that one. And coming up later tonight, Gonzaga versus St. Mary's for the WCC automatic bid. That one's at 6 on ESPN. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy from Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Swing and foul.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now, Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's window into 1080 The Fan.
Well, you know, depending on who hit that foul ball.
Yeah.
Swing and foul.
Rick Rizz, you know, he said he's hurt.
Yeah. Well, how about this?
There's a lot of money to be had.
Yeah. What if I'm sitting there minding my own business, right? I'm up in a booth somewhere. Foul ball gets hit. Rick Rizz takes one off the back. His toupee falls out, stabs me in the eye. Now I'm blinded from the Rick Rizz toupee. Who's responsible? Is it the guy that hit the foul ball? Is it the maker of the toupee? Is it Rick Rizz? Bottom line is, there could be a lot of scenarios there where you're minding your own business. Next thing you know, you lose an eye. What are you going to do? The Mariners aren't compensating you for that eye. No.
Why? How can a toupee take out your eye?
You imagine the sort of
Sharp
product,
hair.
the
Gel?
sharpness of that toupee. Dude, that thing, that thing's made of industrial strength. Like, there's some edges on that thing. That thing hits you. You get a Rick Rizz toupee to the eye, I'm telling you, you're not going to like it. Exactly.
If you get hit in the eye with that thing, would you go?
Well, I would, and then I would my way, and I would call the advocates.
That's what he needs to do.
Yes.
Rick is hurt. Maybe it was a very rich man that hurt him. Donikin.
Yeah.
They would not charge Rick Rizz anything.
No.
They would just say, "Hey, what's your deal?" You go go on a consultation. Those are free, no risk in calling.
No.
And Rick Rizz can be told by Ken and Donnie whether or not they'll take his case, because they won't get paid until Rick Rizz wins a bunch of money from the guy who hit the ball.
That's right. And then Rick Rizz will be swimming in new toupees.
That's right. He can buy multiple looks,
as many as he wants. I like it. Kind of interchange them, kind of like Lego hair. I like it.
If you've been injured, you need more than a lawyer. You deserve an advocate. advocateslaw.com.
Did it get you? Yeah.
No heat in your home? When's the last time you had maintenance done on
On 1080 The
Fan. All right, nice to have you along. Let's get serious, okay?
Please.
This is a serious show.
It is?
That's right.
Well, we have to talk about serious things.
Well, I'll just... Okay. It is March 11, 2025. It's time for In the News. I'm your newsman. Hello, thank you. It is brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is Worship of Tools Day.
Someone worships a tool? It's a little awkward.
What is the tool you worship most?
I said the tool that I use the most. Yeah, probably my impact driver. I probably use that more than anything else. It's like because you use it as a drill and.
Mine's my new buttery 3-wood.
Oh well.
Oh man.
I'm guessing you don't have an extensive tool belt.
I mean, I have them, but I guess you know what comes in really handy that I never knew I needed.
What you got?
The Dremel tool.
Yeah, little Dremel tool with all the little attachments.
That's really handy.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
And my 3-wood.
And your buttery 3-wood.
Brand new Titleist 3-wood.
Sure.
It is also Johnny Appleseed Day.
Again,
the original tree hugger.
I think we've talked about that. Was he a real person?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember the Johnny Appleseed candy.
Well, he planted a bunch of trees. That was his thing. He was a hippie.
That a real thing?
Yes.
Are you certain?
Yes. Yeah. He was real. Johnny Appleseed was real. What do you think? What do you think he was like a?
I don't know. It's
fairy tale,
like a Paul Bunyan sort of thing. Paul Bunyan wasn't real.
No, Johnny Appleseed. I mean, I don't think that was his real name.
Yeah.
But he planted a bunch of trees in the Midwest, and he was the first guy that planted trees from apple seeds.
Yeah, you're right here. He was born in 1774. American pioneer. He was a nurseryman who introduced trees grown with apple seeds.
Nurseryman.
As opposed to trees grown with...
like the highwaymen?
Grafting. Yeah, he was a highwayman.
He was a nurseryman.
He was a nurseryman. Yeah. Nice.
I think it's nurseryman.
Nurseryman.
You're doing great. He was also a booze hound.
Well, wasn't everyone in 1774?
Well, he made the hard cider.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You know?
Well, dude, if you were alive back then, why wouldn't you drink?
Right.
There was nothing good about life in 1774.
So they're saying that he was in the Midwest somewhere.
He was born in Massachusetts.
But he was in the Midwest where he planted his trees. Mm-hmm. And wherever he was, he is credited with introducing them to to booze. He brought booze to the plains.
God. Well, screw this stupid
What a great
Apple
man.
Thing, man. He'd be Johnny Boozman. By the way, he died in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So
yeah, Indiana or Ohio or something.
Yeah. Well,
was where he was.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
But there were several states that have his trees to this day.
As he traveled around. Yes, yeah. He was in Pennsylvania. He was all over that place.
What a stud!
It's a good life.
Johnny Appleseed.
Planting trees, growing booze. Good for him.
Laying pipe, probably.
Probably. I bet she. I bet she was out there getting it done back in the day. Local celebrity.
Well, I'll gloss over the sad part.
That's no good.
But I hate to report to you, they did find the boy in. Did we ever decide? Is it Siletz?
I don't know what we
down in Oregon, down in Southern Oregon.
Yeah, I don't know what we ever.
I believe it's Siletz. That's what we were corrected to say.
Yeah, they found his body as expected. He was the 2-year-old that they wandered off from his house. They live right on the river. As expected, they thought he got swept into the river.
Found about 3 miles downstream, and
yeah, he was found 3 miles downstream by an independent diver who volunteered to help further down from where the Crime Stoppers were looking.
Yeah.
So he was down a little further, and he's like, found the boy.
So right now they're still saying there's no suspected foul play. It looks like it was a terrible accident, but they are going to obviously run some tests and an autopsy to make sure. But yeah, right now it just appears to be a horrible accident where the kid wandered down to the river, and they did say it was a very fast-moving river.
Sad.
Yeah, it's no good.
Lake Oswego.
Yeah, dude, this thing's getting...
Things are getting a little...
popping off.
This is pretty stupid, though, if you ask me.
Well, the whole thing is stupid, but yes.
I think that the fight over the lake and the Richies wanting to keep the plebes out is hilarious.
I'm going to go to that lake.
One, I don't know why, if you're just a normie like us, you don't... There are plenty of places to go in Oregon. You don't need to go to Lake Oswego. Okay, that's one thing.
I think it's more of the idea of who the hell are you to tell me that I can't go on a body of water?
Look, I get it, but at the same time...
That's the most elitist douchebaggery thing of all time.
I get it, but at the same time, why do you need to go to Lake Oswego? See, now you're just going down there to prove a point.
Sure.
And they don't want you down there. You don't want to be down there. There's better places to go. Just leave it alone. Yeah. But they ruled recently that the public can use Oswego Lake, and the Richies are not happy about it.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening now, and this is so stupid. This is so Lake-O that they are now, so it's all over the news that Lake Oswego police are asking the public for tips about somebody who keyed a car.
So one of the lawyers who was working this that was one of the ones that fought for access to the lake and won. They were there. The guy was there, and he was kayaking. And someone came along and keyed the living S out of his car. And someone else left a note on the car and said, hey, black Range Rover, here's the license plate. So the guy calls the cops and says, someone left a note on my car. It said my car was keyed. Here it is. And they showed up to the house with the Range Rover, and the Range Rover people are refusing to talk to police and are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So now the police are asking whoever wrote the note and who saw it, they need to come forward because the note is not enough. They need someone to say, no, this douchebag in the black Range Rover, which, by the way, you absolute piece of crap. Way to take your Range Rover and then go key another person's regular car, ass clown. So they're asking for someone to come forward and say, no, I saw this person key the other guy's car.
Listen, dude, a car being keyed should not be on the news.
Probably not.
But because it's Lake Oswego and because they're trying to corkscrew this into, see, this is why we don't want peasants down at the lake. This is what they're doing. This should not... Dude, cars get vandalized all the time in the city.
They're saying that this is a purpose pitch.
Yes, I know.
To the attorney.
Yeah, no, I get it. But still, okay, he got his car keyed.
Yeah.
Again, in no other jurisdiction other than Lake Oswego is this all over the news.
Oh no,
it's just not.
Bad. Oh no.
This happens every day in Portland, and the police don't even investigate this stuff.
Yeah, but the idea, and see, I disagree. The idea that some rich ass was so upset that a normal person on a kayak can use their beloved lake that your rich ass decided that you were going to go and vandalize some attorney's car to prove a point because you're pissed that now someone's on your quote private lake. F that guy and F the person. I can't get behind this. I hope someone comes forward, and I hope the person is held responsible.
I don't think
for
anyone's
it.
getting behind keying as much as it is like anywhere else. A keying would not be a big deal.
It's just not a thing. But they're trying to make it a thing because it's Lake-O, and there's this big battle over the lake. It's so this whole thing is so political.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be shocked if it's set up.
I kind of like that the rich Lake-Os are now being forced to rub elbows with the stinkers, and the more they fight it, I hope more people organize and go out there and tell them to go cram it. Because I can't think of something more elitist than saying this water is ours and you don't get to use it. Like, we're so rich that we can afford to buy our property on the lake, therefore you can't use it. Get bent. You see this all the time with people that buy like oceanfront property and they're like, nope, can't go on it. And they're like, you don't own the ocean. I own this right here. I can't stand that crap. You're so crammed up because if you were out there on Lake-O and you didn't fight this, and this is what the attorney said, he goes, dude, it's a handful of kayakers. He goes, this would have no impact on these people whatsoever. They're just choosing to make it a class fight. F that.
Well, how do they know it wasn't just random?
What do you mean?
Like, why does he assume that was because it was a purpose pitch to him?
Well, it is interesting that the attorney who was there was the one whose key was carded, and there was I guess
car was keyed.
Yeah, the car was keyed, and a note was left on it. So you're right. I mean, it could all be.
Again, this all stinks.
Well, but then they show up to the person's house, and the person's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not talking to you. Yeah, that.
Well, they denied involvement.
They denied involvement.
They called him and they said, "What are you talking about? I didn't do anything." So, I mean, I don't know. It seems all very Lake-O-y.
I do enjoy that. Yeah, the poor people with their kayaks. Such a white person fight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just exactly. That's the definition of poor in Lake Oswego.
Is that you
have to pull up with your kayak on your car. You can't just
You pull up in a Subaru with a kayak as opposed to the private dock with the Range Rover and your boat.
All right, Everclear is still a thing.
Is it really?
That's next. Well, not the drink.
Oh.
The band.
The band.
Art Alexakis.
Like people drinking Everclears, dear?
That's next on The Fan.
This is The Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
You've really got to take your hat off to a young man that's that committed.
Yeah. 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock in Iceland. Our president says that we're going to own that country anyway, so we can make that acceptable.
How did we get there? Let's talk about basketball.
That's Jimmy Boeheim. First of all, isn't it Greenland, not Iceland?
Yeah. Yeah, we can't buy Iceland.
Yeah.
We're trying to buy Greenland.
And then that's Boeheim on some stupid
ACC
game.
tournament game that was in overtime.
But I always love the uncomfortable Nate, the spin pivot. Oh, let's talk about the game. Oh, can we get back to the game? Oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable.
It was kind of weird. By the way, Boeheim sounded a little rough out there.
Well, he's old.
Yeah.
He's 97.
Is he really?
No, but might as well be. Window into Sports brought to you by Window Nation. 2 windows free with every 2 you buy right now, and 0 interest, 0 payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com, schedule your free in-home estimate, or call 866-90-NATION.
Back by popular demand.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it.
The 1080 The Fan VIP Golf Card. Play 5 of the best courses in Oregon and Southwest Washington for only $75. You'll enjoy the Mount Hood Oregon Resort, Stone Creek Golf Club, Three Rivers Golf Course, Claremont Golf Club, and the Chehalem Glen Golf Course. Play Monday through Thursday or Fridays through Sundays and holidays after 1 p.m. Go to PortlandPerks.com and pick up your 1080 The Fan Golf Card today.
3-2 Beavers, top of the ninth. The 1-0 pitch. Flack, a fly ball to left center field. Tyler Graham moving in. Graham is there. The Beavers are the national champions. He makes the catch, and it's over. The Beavers have won the national championship.
Watch Beavers baseball today at 5:30 on
look here. They will be There's Oregon. Okay, so they don't come to Oregon until September. September 9 in Medford.
Yeah.
September 11 in Bend at Silver Moon Brewing. Then they play September 12th in Eugene and Portland. Yeah, they'll be at the Crystal Ballroom on September 13th. Or if you'd like, you can go see them up in Tacoma on the 14th at Emerald Queen Casino.
There you go. I once saw in this same light, I saw a number of years ago, I saw the Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah.
And they just happened to be at a casino that I was at. And I was like, Crash Test Dummies? And then we were playing like Pai Gow, and they're like, hey, do you guys want tickets to this? And we're like, yeah, go see the Crash Test Dummies. And the lead singer was very angry. He was
angry?
Well, he just was.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, when it came time to do
did he do the stupid crowd sing it and not me?
Well, and he was like he was like yelling. He goes, "I do my one damn hit," and he was kind of doing a joke about it, but he was kind of like you could tell he was a little angry that that's the only song that anyone wanted to hear. And then he kind of did like a weird version of it, and people weren't really into it. And he seemed a little bitter that we were only there to hear.
Well,
but in our defense, what else was there?
Well, there's Afternoons and Coffee Spoons, and that I will contend
that's the Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah. You don't remember? Do you remember that song?
No, I don't.
That is the Crash Test Dummies' best song.
Yeah.
Afternoons and Coffee Spoons.
Yeah.
It's a great.
I don't remember if I heard that one, but Everclear is better.
Know it if
Everclear is better than.
Oh yeah. Crash Test Dummies would open for Everclear.
Yes. But it's all under the same sort of circumstances about how you end up at an Everclear show.
So Santa Monica, Father of Mine, I'll Buy You a New Life.
The one we just came back with was Everything to Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have one AM radio.
Yeah, AM radio. Yeah. That's right.
It was like something about like I heard it on the AM radio.
I think that was a shout out to us.
I think so.
Well, the shout out is also in the I Will Buy You a New Life because I will buy you an apartment, a house up in the West Hills. He's talking about the West Hills of Portland.
I will buy you a big house way up in the West
That's
Hills.
Our city, baby.
So I now feel like we now owe it to Art to go see Everclear.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Go see them and enjoy it.
I said we.
No, just take some videos. It'll be great.
Nothing is worse than someone else's concert video.
Yeah.
Nothing?
No.
Well, I mean, maybe video of somebody else's fireworks. That's also a little lame.
Let me just point this out. No one, and I mean no one, will ever watch your video of Everclear at the
You
Crystal
won't watch
Ballroom.
your own video of Everclear.
Please.
You'll go watch their music video.
I watched some old music videos I have on my phone from concerts. Not just the other day I did.
Yeah?
Because I was on that flight.
Were they awesome? Really high quality?
Well, I wouldn't say they... I couldn't vouch for their quality. But,
just reminded you of being there.
Yeah, and you listen to how they played, and you're like, oh, that wasn't as good as I remember.
Because it was on your phone.
Because I was drunk.
The greatest thing that I've ever seen, I was at a Social Distortion concert at the Roseland. You know the Roseland has those pillars, right? That kind of, you can get stuck behind. And so there was the little mosh pit in front. And so we were like right on the edge of that. And there was some dude, and he was right up against that pillar. So already there were people behind him had an obstructed view, and he was holding up his phone. And it was like it wasn't just a phone, it was almost like half an iPad. You know, like those phones that are they're enormous. And he kept his hands up for like the first 4 songs, and people were livid. And he didn't give an F. He just sat there filming the whole time. And my man in the mosh pit, as they were doing like the stoner skank spin, the mosh pit whirls. Some sweaty dude with no shirt on, as he's twirling, reaches up, grabs my man's phone or iPad, and before he makes the final turn, hucks it into the balcony.
Yeah.
Just goes flying and then disappears back into the pit. That dude was livid. He got security, and security's like, what do you want us to do about it? Dude stomped around, and then after the song, even Mike Ness, the lead singer, was like, what the hell was that? And that big dude just disappeared. We never saw him again. That sweaty bastard, that's the greatest moment I've ever seen in a concert. He could feel all of our anger and rage, and he took care of it. And one swift, sweaty spin, doing the Lord's work.
Well, rest in peace, crash test dummies. It'll be the summer of Everclear.
Yeah.
Nationwide. So, suck on that.
Go see Everclear. I'm telling you, don't go see Crash Test Dummies. It was not, wasn't good.
You couldn't talk me into going to see that.
Well, again, casino.
Again, yeah, I don't think I would.
You're drunk.
I don't think I would.
And they hand you tickets.
I don't think I would.
You're not going to go check it out?
I don't think so. Not them. I would see That's a perfect spot to give me Everclear tickets. Because otherwise, I'm not going to see Everclear either. Yeah. But if you did in that scenario, give me Everclear tickets, I'm like, all right, let's stumble over there.
But not Crash Test Dummies.
Dude, I'd be like, what?
Not to hear.
No. Honestly, give me the video from your phone. That's all I want to see. I just want to see how he sings that song, and that's it.
It's not good.
All right, the Hot 5 at 5 is coming up next. That is in the news, March 11, 2025, brought to you by the Advocates, Injury Attorneys, advocateslaw.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription
Yeah, Bill, Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan.
Good afternoon. At the tone, Pacific Daylight Time will be...
It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
One step closer to my own personal hell.
This is Primetime on Sports Radio 1080 The Fan.
We expect the best. We're not afraid to break someone. Do you hear me?
Primetime is your source for the best in local, regional, and national sports.
Go ahead and clap. Mediocrity deserves applause.
Isaac Robb.
I'm miserable. I had to get up at 10 o'clock this morning.
Jason Sakanet.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Primetime on 1080 The Fan.
All right. Welcome back. Hope you have a nice little Tuesday. It's your Sports Bros, Rob and Soup. I'm Rob. Big Soup's right over there.
Someone just pointed out that it was the 5th year anniversary of COVID.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't know COVID actually had an anniversary.
Well, it's because of all the conference tournaments were going on. And remember, they were all like canceling one by one from East Coast to West. It started, I think the Ivy League was the first to cancel their tournament. And by that night, the Jazz were canceling their game where Rudy Gobert was out. And
yeah, I remember. I was on the air. I think you were gone.
No, I was in Vegas.
Yeah, you were in Vegas. I
because
remember.
the Pac-12 tournament was in Vegas.
Yep.
And Oregon State, I think they got one game in. I think Oregon State played that morning. And then they canceled the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting at the tables playing cards, watching people file out of the hotel.
Because I remember being on the air and having the Rudy Gobert thing and the Jazz getting yanked. Was it Jazz Timberwolves maybe?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it was Jazz
I remember that and being like, "Oh my God, this is real." But so are we counting that? That's the anniversary of COVID?
Well, that's the day they started shutting sports down and made the whole rest of the country go, "Whoa!" I think they're taking this like it's going to start. It's going to be a domino effect.
All right, well, hey, happy 5-year anniversary, everybody!
Thanks.
Don't you have a I love COVID drop somewhere in there?
I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
Buckley might.
Boy, that seems like it was closer than that. But I guess my son was still in high school.
I loved COVID.
Graduating college, so.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
Still feeling the effects.
Are we?
I think we are. The kids.
Yeah. Yeah, messing people up.
I think a lot of people. I was just reading a story today about how Americans are becoming shut-ins now. And COVID helped that along.
Well, and a lot of people died as well. So,
yeah.
We kind of gloss over that part. We're like, the impact. You're like, people died.
Well, if you ask Doge, we lost productivity in the workplace. You just send everybody back to the office.
Yep,
we lost John Prine, for God's sake.
We did.
And I love John Prine.
We lost the lead singer of... No, not the Crash Test Dummies. By the way, I was watching them on YouTube live during the break just to kind of see what they sounded like now.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's not great.
That did not age.
No. But I just remember...
Who's the guy?
I just remember John Prine dying and being like, that sucks.
Was it the lead singer of the... It wasn't the Georgia Satellites. The lead singer of a band.
We lost the Georgia Satellites guy?
No. It was another band. He died of COVID.
Charlie Pride. I'm looking at celebrities. We lost Charlie Pride.
Fountains of Wayne guy died.
Fountains of Wayne guy?
Yeah.
COVID got him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Remember Tom Hanks and his wife were the first to have it abroad? They did little videos. They're like, we have COVID. We're quarantined.
We lost one half of Siegfried and Roy.
To Coves?
Yeah, to COVID. I'm just looking at the people that that COVID got.
Wing and a foul.
Jeez.
Bobby Bowden beat COVID so that he could vote for Trump. He issued a statement about that.
Oh, and then cancer got him, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, you're right. This Adam Schlesinger, the lead singer of
Fountains of Wayne.
Dead. Stacy's mom, huh?
Got it going on. Or at least had it.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That music video holds up to this day. I believe that was Rod Stewart's ex was in that. And that, top shelf. Top shelf.
Well, our shows during COVID were stuff of legend.
Mm-hmm. Hey, those were
as far as you know.
Some of our favorite shows.
There was nothing going on.
No. It was just 4 hours of doing whatever the hell we wanted, and quite frankly,
and it was great.
Oh, it was delightful.
Well, it was great because no one was in the office.
No,
it was just you and I. When we came into the studio the whole time, every day we were in the studio, and there was never anybody around. It was great.
I will say that my traffic habits got pretty bad. That was
it was like the Autobahn out here.
It really was. There was definitely
I'll make it there in 6 minutes from Vancouver.
Yeah, there was definitely some times where I was driving on the bridge, and I would look down and be like, ooh, and then you're like, hey, there's.
Well, I was doing the morning show, so I was driving to work at 5 a.m., and there was nobody on the road.
Do whatever the hell you wanted. Parking downtown was great. By the way, we also lost Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island.
Of the COVIDs?
Yeah, of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. We lost Mary Ann.
I liked Ginger better anyway.
Yeah, it's controversial.
I was a Ginger
statement.
guy.
Everyone always loved Mary Ann, but Ginger was the...
it was Mary Ann.
Mary Ann.
Not Mary Ann.
Mary Ann. Yeah, you don't know. Maybe it was
No, we
Mary
do
Ann.
know. It's Mary Ann.
You don't know that.
But, you know.
You don't know.
All right. Well, coming up here...
I do know that.
We've got the hardest franchises to be a fan of. I got a little thing I saw today that I want to bring up a guy.
Do it.
A sports guy. And I wonder if you'll probably be able to guess this, but I was thinking about him today, and I feel that he will have the most regrets when he hangs him up. It might be the worst legacy for a great player that we've seen in a long time.
I'm intrigued by this.
And I was reading about him today.
Okay.
And I want to see if maybe you can
I want to see where this
chime
goes.
in on that. Coming up in the club tonight, we have a murder-for-hire plot and the biggest disinformation campaign in U.S. government history.
Oh, all right. Suddenly I'm intrigued.
Right now, the Hot 5 at 5.
Wing and a foul.
Hot topics, hot opinions,
Oh, Charlie, I'm hot today.
and hot air. It's time for the Hot 5 at 5.
That's hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 on Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
No, I mean it. That's very hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 with Isaac and Sue. Brought to you on The Fan by Victorico's Mexican Food. Discover Victorico's new savory menu items. Order in-store, online, or get it delivered straight to your door at victoricos.com.
Get you?
Hey, remember we called them the COVID cast? We were counting down the number of days where we had no sports to talk about?
Yeah, we did like 90-something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
90 straight shows with
It was
no
where
sports.
Well, we had sports to talk about because they were always talking about when we're going to come back. And
But there
when
was no actual game.
No games for like 3 months.
And then was Korean baseball the first thing to come back?
I think Korean baseball. And the UFC, I think, stuck around.
Oh, yeah. Remember Fight Island?
Yeah. Dana White gave COVID the Scroogey. It's like, nah.
Major conference basketball tournaments are underway. I'm looking at the scoreboard here. It's not really a big day. It's like all the crap-ass teams
Hey,
play
there's like
today.
4 auto bids up for grabs.
Well, I know. I don't even care about those. I was talking about like the Big 12. Like Oklahoma State lost to Cincinnati. Does that tickle your taint?
Yeah, because in the big conferences, you're getting the early play-in matchups for the crappy teams.
They're all
from
the crappy
season.
teams. Colorado won. They beat TCU 69-67. You know, Colorado went 3-17 in the Big 12.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They won today. So,
anything else? Tonight we got Gonzaga St. Mary's.
Should be a good
one.
one.
That's in number 4.
Oh.
Thanks a lot.
Number 4.
So you're doing scores for 5 and 4? That's lazy.
No,
That's COVID cast
Number
stuff.
4 is West Coast Conference, you ass. And it was Marianne, not Marion.
I like Marion better.
29-3 on the season. The University of Portland women took on Oregon State for the WCC Tournament Championship earlier this afternoon, and they lost.
Scott Ruick and company.
The Beavs win 57-46.
And they needed that to go dancing. The Pilots will be fine. They only lost 3 games. So if you're a West Coast Conference fan, great. You got 2 teams in.
And yes, on the men's side, it is 1 seed St. Mary's, 2 seed Gonzaga tonight for an auto berth into the dance, although both teams are going to be in. St. Mary's won both regular season meetings.
Yeah, Gonzaga not ranked, although Gonzaga is 3.5-point favorites. A little surprising there, right? St. Mary's won both of those. Better year, and yet they're still the dog.
Yeah, there's
Mark
a lot of
Hughes
love
got
for-
them rounding into form, maybe? I don't know.
Well, they have. The Zags have won. They've rattled off 4 or 5 in a row, haven't they? I think they've gotten a bit better. And
Yeah.
it's that whole thing of you can't beat. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. Even though I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah, in fact, their last loss for a while. In fact, their last 2 losses for a while are just St. Mary's. Other than that, they've been. Did
they
cruising.
lose another game in the West Coast Conference? Oh no, Oregon State got them.
Oregon State got them, and then they on the rebound they just drilled them.
Texans and Eagles pull off a trade. Houston getting safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson, while Philly lands left guard Kenyon Green. He was benched last season for his inability to protect C.J. Stroud, but he did start 23 games in his career in Houston.
For Philly, this just is a cost-saving thing. I mean, they've had to kind of revamp their secondary. And for Houston, I don't really know what they're doing along the offensive line. but this guy sucks. But watch him go to Philadelphia like Mekhi Becton and end up being great. Philly does this. They get reclamation projects, put him on the interior of the line. And
Houston already found his replacement. Yeah. They got Laken Tomlinson.
Yeah. Which, by the way, having watched the Seattle Seahawks, dude, good luck with that. Again, I cannot figure out what Houston's game plan is as far as is building their line.
Colts signed free agent quarterback Daniel Jones, 1-year deal, $14 million. He will attempt to challenge Anthony Richardson at QB1.
And by all accounts, this is going to be a real competition.
If cut by the Falcons, quarterback Kirk Cousins expected to land with the Browns. There is still no word on his status in Atlanta, however. And former Steelers running back Najee Harris has a new team. He signs a 1-year, $5 million deal with the Chargers.
You know what? Najee Harris isn't anything to write home about, but the guy's durable. He doesn't miss time.
He's never missed a game in his career.
No, and you put him in the Chargers, who just want to sit there and pound the ball. That'll be a sneaky good fit for the Chargers.
Yeah, all right.
Now we're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, who apparently is deciding between the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Come too far together to stop now. Let's do it. That's it, baby. Shut it from the rooftops. America's #1 fighting force.
Number one.
My number one fan.
Number one.
And the rest of the moves today, cut by the Commies. Defensive tackle Jonathan Allen lands in Minnesota. Good get for the Vikings, who also re-signed Pro Bowl corner or defensive back Byron Murphy, 3 years, $66 million.
Yeah, keeping their own after a breakout season. Minnesota did a nice job. I think they also had Denver and Minnesota did a nice job in free agency, kind of plugging some holes there and rebuilding some beef up front.
Cornerback Javon Holland leaving Miami for New York. He goes to the Giants for 3 years, $45 million. Saints re-signed defensive end Chase Young, 3 years, $51 million. Cowboys signed defensive lineman Solomon Thomas, 2 years, $8 million. The Niners cut edge rusher Leonard Floyd, who then signs with Atlanta, 1 year, $10 million.
And the Niners got rid of Juszczyk too. They've really, the Niners will look a lot different. And a lot of people are blaming the Brock Purdy contract that's eventually going to happen, but again, the Niners can't just keep running it back every year, especially with guys that have missed so much time.
They took a swing with a lot of these dudes for their window that they had open. They took veterans that took a lot of money to do it, and they swung and missed, and now they got to move on from some of those guys.
Yeah. So, and you look at guys like Greenlaw and Hufanga, who signed in Denver, who, again, if healthy, Denver, I love what Denver did, but if you're San Francisco, these are guys that you can't bring back and then say, we hope, fingers crossed, that they're healthy as they're getting older. So it's kind of a turning of the page for the San Francisco 49ers. But I think a lot of people are looking at them in free agency and saying that they're gutting themselves. But this is kind of what you have to do. You can't keep windows open forever. And look at Philly's secondary. That's what they're doing. You have to trim the bushes in order to keep the shrubbery alive.
Victory Goes Mexican Food, 19 locations across Oregon and Washington, now in Lackamas Square in Vancouver. Find a location near you at victorricos.com. When you think of flavor, think of Victor Rico's. All right, let's talk about a guy who is a superstar player who will have, I don't know if he'll have a terrible legacy, but it sure seems like he will. And we will talk about him next on The Fan.
Check out the Fan Merch Locker.
There's a lot of people. It's like Woodstock, except everybody's got their clothes on.
We have a new iconic 1080 The Fan logoed hoodie for you.
Whenever you get one, you feel good about it.
You can still pick up the classic Fan t-shirt that says,
"It's over!"
I was reading. I was knee deep in my award-winning show prep this morning, and a story from CBS Sports caught my eye, and I just, it's not a huge story, but it caught my eye because I just went immediate to an eye roll. I'm like, oh my god, this MFer again.
Okay.
And I wonder if you can guess. I'm talking about a superstar athlete who. I just think he's torched his legacy. I think I don't know what his legacy is going to be. But, boy, there was another article about him today being a boob and being upset. And, I mean, he is high-level, top-notch player.
Interesting.
But
I am an ignorant boob?
I don't know how he's going to go down, man. I can't. Put it this way. I think you've got a guy who is one of the best players we've ever seen, who will have the most regrets if he ever wakes up.
Well, my first thought was you were talking about Aaron Rodgers, but
that's close, but no.
Then the other one that's still around that I would think would be Kevin Durant.
Dang.
Yeah.
What is his legacy going to be? The story today on CBS Sports was Kevin Durant was upset that the Suns were shopping him. At the trade deadline.
Okay.
And I look at that and I go, is that guy ever happy with anything?
No, he is a malcontent.
He is such a bitch.
And by all accounts, he's going to get moved in the offseason.
Well, yes.
He's going to get
So
done.
why would he even be upset? Your team sucks.
Yeah, the Kevin Durant thing is interesting because when he was in Oklahoma City, he was beloved. Like there were stories about him like going to frat parties and like playing ultimate frisbee with people, and he was the good guy. When he finally won the MVP, it was like this. He had this great speech, and he was really well thought of. And then he goes to Golden State, and some people gave him flack, but he was the best player on Golden State's team. And that's the weird part is had he stayed in Golden State, they won 2 titles, would have won 3, except Clay got hurt and then he tore his Achilles. Had he just stayed in Golden State, they win. Well, they did win another one without him. They win another one, probably 2. He probably goes down with 4 NBA championships, 4 finals MVPs. And the only knock on him is that, you know, he teamed up with Steph, but he would have been the best player on that team.
And his issue with that, and part of the reason he didn't stay, is because he felt like even though he was the best player, he was the best scorer, Steph was 1 and he was 2.
Yeah,
and he didn't like that.
And once that happened, I will tell you, I can't remember a downturn in public perception quite as much as when he teamed up with Kyrie and went to Brooklyn and then forced his way out to Phoenix and now this.
Without off-court issues?
Yes.
It's a stunning reversal.
Because he's never been in trouble. He's never, no law stuff, nothing.
He has absolutely torpedoed his legacy.
100%.
And he kind of already did at Golden State. I mean, you say some people were, the whole sports world was all over him.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't win the title with Harden and Westbrook at Oklahoma City. He has to go to the Warriors, wins a title, and then somehow is pissed off about it and leaves. And now look at what has happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
It really is because Kevin Durant, look, no one will be LeBron. LeBron's making a strong case for, and I'll always be a Jordan guy, but with his longevity, I mean, there's a lot of people that are just coming around to the idea that LeBron's the greatest of all time. So you're never, I don't care who you are, no one is in this era, not even Kobe is going to touch LeBron. LeBron is unapproachable unless it's Michael. Kevin Durant should be considered the second best player of his generation.
Yes.
And should be considered a top 10-ish player of all time.
But he won't be.
And he will not be. Kevin Durant, I hate to be this guy, but I think Kevin Durant will be lost to the pages of history. I think when this is all said and done, and by the way, Kevin Durant, all-time leading scorer in the Olympics, 4 gold medals. His career is...
But where is he on the all-time points list in the NBA?
I guarantee
he's got to be up there.
Guarantee he's high. I guarantee he's top 10. Kevin Durant will unfortunately just kind of... He will kind of fade away.
Yeah, he is 8th.
8th.
He's in between Wilt and Shaq.
And so when it's all said and done, he's going to be what, top 5?
Well, he's at 30,000. Yeah. Well, how old is he? He's like 36.
Yeah.
37.
Yeah. He's up
He's
there.
got a couple more years though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he'll probably be. It's possible that he catches Jordan.
Yeah.
He needs less than 2,000 to catch Jordan.
So I mean,
for top 5,
he is. Like I said, he should go down as one of the greatest players of all time, and he will not. It is. You're right. I can't think of another player who torpedoed his own legacy more than Kevin Durant. And because
LeBron tried. You know what's interesting is LeBron. Everything you said about LeBron, I agree with. But if you go back in time to his pivot to Miami, dude, you want to talk about being widely panned.
Yeah.
Everybody was all over him about that.
Yes.
But if you look at how LeBron has handled his business, and I'm not just talking about on the court, I'm talking about his moves to go back to Cleveland and then the LA move. He has just done everything. You say what you will about him, and there's a lot to say about him. He has done everything his way, and it's worked.
And here's the difference.
Kevin Durant is trying to do everything his way, and none of it works.
Because LeBron goes to Miami, right? Gets made fun of. Literally S's the bed in that finals against the Mavericks. But he gets blown out by the Spurs, but he wins 2 titles, which is nice. But people are like, that's a cute 2 titles. And then he goes back and he brings one to Cleveland. And then he leaves Cleveland, goes to LA, and he brings one to LA. And the fact that he continues to do it at this level, you're right. It kind of forced everyone to shut up. But when you're KD and you couldn't do it in Oklahoma City, a la LeBron. You win your 2 in Golden State, a lot like LeBron. Had KD won 1 in Brooklyn or won 1 in Phoenix, I think we view it differently. But it hasn't. And not only did the Brooklyn and the Phoenix one end poorly, like they ended in unmitigated disasters. It wasn't like those kind of worked out. They were absolute just cluster Fs with him in both of those locations. And with also stars, right? I mean, he teams up with Kyrie and Harden in Brooklyn. How are you that bad with those players? And then you go to Phoenix and you team up with Devin Booker, and I guess you go out and do the whole Bradley Beal thing and all that, and you're crap. So that's the weird part, is that whether it's fair or not, he will always be viewed as a guy that couldn't carry a team. And how are you going to be a top 5 player of all time if you can't carry a team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just everywhere he went, he just would have problems.
Yeah.
The only place that he didn't was freaking Golden State because they already had a good culture and good leaders.
And he even had problems there. There was the much covered locker room fight with Draymond where they screamed at each other and Draymond got suspended for how he treated Durant. I mean, it was a whole thing.
And the other thing too with Durant that will do him no favors is he will be remembered for the burners, and he's going to be remembered as sensitive, and he's going to be remembered as temperamental.
2 online.
Yep. And that will kill him.
Not a champion.
And that's the sad part, is he was a champion and he was the best player on that team.
Yeah, but I just mean champion as in like that mentality, like we always talk about the Kobe mentality.
And the thing is, when he is on the court, and I don't think that you've watched this, Rob, but like the whole Court of Gold documentary thing, like he is a stone cold killer with a basketball in his hands when you need a bucket. Maybe the greatest of all time at getting a bucket when you need a bucket, but he doesn't act like it anywhere else.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Isn't he like the best guy shooting percentage clutch moments?
Yes. I mean, he in that moment, 3, 2, whatever you need, he has like the best percentages in clutch situations in like postseason history.
All you need to know is that Steph Curry will be revered and will be celebrated, and
so will LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron, I'm taking LeBron out of it because he's just different. But Steph will be remembered as one of the 2 greatest point guards of all time and will be celebrated, and there'll be statues and all of that. Kevin Durant is a better player than Steph Curry. He is. He is a better player.
He's a more talented basketball player.
He's a more talented basketball player. You can't say he had a better career because Steph's going to have 4, KD's going to have 2, but Kevin Durant is a better basketball player than Steph Curry. And you want to talk about the difference in the way 2 guys will be remembered. There may not be a starker contrast between those 2. And it's so weird because in Oklahoma City, the first 10 years of his career, you would have never seen this coming. It's a heel turn. It's like, it's the John Cena becoming a bad guy, Hogan being a bad. You just didn't see it.
Somebody brought up a good one on the text line, a superstar. And this is, there are qualifiers here. One is, it can't be off the court stuff,
Yeah.
Or off the field stuff, like Aaron Hernandez or whatever.
OJ,
Yeah. I mean, so just in their sport, they just absolutely torch their own legacy. a good one on the text line. It's not Vancouver Ford, is it?
No.
Screw Vancouver Ford.
Well, there is no more Vancouver
Ford.
Ford.
It's not even in existence.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Phil Mickelson. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Phil,
that's pretty good.
Phil was a beloved figure.
Yep.
And he leaned into the whole, I don't know, live and politics. Yeah.
That's a good comp.
It's very divisive.
But other than that, I can't think of anybody quite like Kevin Durant.
No. KD is supremely talented. Yeah, Kyrie was never Kevin Durant.
No.
Kyrie was never Kyrie's great, but he's not. I mean, Kevin, you shouldn't be this good and remembered this poorly. The other one, although his reputation was always crap, Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
The baseball guys, but that's the steroids thing. If Bonds
and his arrogance, the way
but it's mostly
himself.
It's like Clemens, Bonds, those guys.
Well, how about I think Clemens is better than Bonds in this discussion because Clemens was beloved.
Yes.
Bonds never really was.
Never was.
He greatness, but never really beloved.
And never tried to be.
Clemens just kind of was his own worst enemy. Lance Armstrong's another good one too.
Lance is a good one, but that's different because again, that's all the. Drugs. The Barry Bonds is strange because Barry Bonds is without question the best baseball player of all time. No one can touch him. He is the best, and no one. And I mean no one refers to him as the GOAT. And he is.
Ooh, but Kurt Schilling?
Schilling ruined his.
Yeah. Kurt Schilling is a good one. Also,
he's a good one.
Antonio Brown.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a great one.
Antonio's a great one.
But some of that is just us finding out who they are.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer?
Yeah.
But that's off the field
just
stuff.
Full meltdown. And Bauer was not at the level of those guys. Antonio Brown was the best receiver in football. And was the highest paid receiver in football.
He's just crazy.
Yeah, he just went insane. That's a good one. You want to talk about self-inflicted? The Antonio Brown thing is freaking nuts. From
Isn't he broke now?
Yeah, freezing his feet to the helmet thing to
Well, the whole Raiders experience was one giant stunt. That was so bizarre. Because the helmet and the feet all happened within the first week of training camp there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, anyway, I just was reading about Durant today, shaking my head, going, my God, this
What's
guy.
weird is I always liked KD, and I still, when I was watching the gold medal Netflix documentary, I still kind of like KD. It's just...
You want to root for him. He just doesn't handle himself as well as he could.
No.
But you listen to him talk about basketball and watch him play basketball, and that dude gives more to basketball than just about anybody, but he just kind of doesn't know how to handle everything else.
You just wonder if deep down he's just a really insecure...
You don't wonder. He is. He's shown that. Yeah. Brian Ficini used to work for the Blazers. He was a behind-the-scenes guy, like marketing guy or sports info guy.
Yeah.
And Ficini went to Oklahoma City. This is, years ago when Durant was in Oklahoma City. And I remember seeing him at a Blazer game when he came back with Durant, and he was like, dude, you have no idea. He is so great. Kevin Durant. I just remember him raving about working with Kevin Durant. He's like, dude, he's so nice. He's so down to earth. He's the best. And so it could possibly, I think it is possible that Kevin Durant's probably a pretty good guy, probably a pretty good hang, but man, Buck's right. It's how he's handled his business that has just done himself no favors. Whereas LeBron is just kind of, he's that egomaniac who just doesn't give a rip. It just worked for him.
Yeah.
And of course he's a better player, but
And LeBron has had the gravitational pull that wherever he goes, winning, this goes back to winning cures everything.
But LeBron's also a winner.
Yeah.
Like, you say what you will about LeBron just being just great basketball player.
Wins.
That guy knows, he's
the
whole package.
And if KD had won in either of the stops after Golden State, a lot of this would be forgiven. Which is why I was a little surprised that he didn't go back to Golden State for like a redemption tour.
Well, and it sounded like that was on the table with this trade,
no.
and he said, I didn't want to be traded mid-season, and maybe it was really that he was surprised and blindsided by the trade because he said he was like, disrespected by it? What did it say in the article, Isaac?
Well, yeah, his whole thing was he just didn't want to be traded at the deadline. He was like, look, if you want, he's like, let's play this out, and if you want to move on in the offseason, let's have that conversation. He's not going back to the Suns, and so it's kind of disingenuous of him to say that, because the Suns know he's not probably going back there, so they have to trade him and get something for him. So then he's pissed about that. How can you be pissed about that, man?
If he was at all smart, he would go back to Golden State and try to win another one with Steph and try to he did the heel turn and now go back to the baby face and try to win one more.
That's a really good question. How could Kevin Durant turn this thing around? Bryson DeChambeau style. How could he do that?
Golden State.
I don't know that it would be Golden State because I think people would accuse him of doing the same thing he did the first time. He's got to win one.
What about this?
As the man.
What if he goes back as the vet on OKC? They have a bazillion picks. Tons of young talent.
Dude, there you go.
Complete the loop, go back to where it all started.
And he takes OKC to the championship.
I mean, you got Chet, you got SGA, you got other pieces there. They got tons of picks to make it happen.
Some pieces, you take a little less money, and you go in and you're the sniper in OKC, and you bring a title.
That's pretty
That
good.
would be pretty cool.
And then you get out there and you have a very teary-eyed press conference where you say, "I've made a lot of mistakes.
I come
but
home."
Yeah. All right.
That's
KD.
the one.
We forgive you.
Yeah, you can already see the Players Tribune article. I'm coming home.
Yeah.
That would be the one.
Not one, not two.
I'll tell you what, I would sign up for that. That'd be awesome. I would like to see that because, like I said, I want to root for Kevin Durant.
What if he comes to Seattle and wins a title with the Sonics? Remember, he was a Sonic.
He was a Sonic. Yeah. I'm guessing that expansion team probably not going to be good for a while.
You never know.
Expansion teams usually don't do very good.
What?
Durant's like 41 on the old Sonics.
All right. Are we a break behind?
We are.
Darn it. All right. Well, coming up next, we have an open seggy. Here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Brought to you by Crunch Fitness. Memberships as low as $9.99 per month. Find your Crunch time in Portland, Vancouver, and online at crunch.com. First on The Fan, the Oregon State women punching their ticket to the women's NCAA tournament with a win over University of Portland in the WCC championship game this afternoon. Meanwhile, plenty of automatic bids on the line tonight. Right now, the Northeast Championship going on between Central Connecticut and St. Francis. That one's a 2-point game with 30 seconds to play. St. Francis with the lead and shooting free throws. Meanwhile, in the Horizon Championship, Robert Morris up 8 with about 5 minutes to go, looking to punch their ticket. And coming up later tonight, Gonzaga versus St. Mary's in the WCC final. That one's at 6 o'clock over on ESPN. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the 1080 The Fan Sports Desk and the George McCoy from Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The ultimate basketball party, Fan Madness, is back. March 20th and 21st at the Stadium Sports Bar at A&A Sportsbook. More info at 1080thefan.com. It's time for Who's Leading the Charge. A look under the hood at the coaches, players, and teams getting it done. Brought to you by Battery Exchange.
Like, this culture is stable. I fight for culture with everything I have. And so the people that we were able to recruit are on brand for our culture. You all saw that from day one. They played right, they played hard, and I think Beaver Nation was proud of that, just, let alone, today's events.
That is Oregon State women's coach Scott Rueck, who lost his entire team last year, went to the West Coast Conference, went 18-15, but they got into the big dance because they beat UP today in the West Coast Conference final. Beat them by 11. Who's leading the charge? Powered by Battery Exchange. Power up your summer at Battery Exchange. Mention code BXT10 at checkout for 10% off your entire purchase this month. Online at batteryexchange.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this.
Fan.
Well, we've got a March Madness storyline to watch, I guess.
All right, what do we got?
Well, Buckeyes, Delaware Blue Hens
yes,
are about to pull off a miracle.
I think we can all get behind the Blue Hens.
Joe Flacco's Delaware Blue Hens as well.
I'm watching St. Francis for some unknown reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're about to win the Northeast Conference.
Yeah.
So Delaware went into their conference tournament 12-19.
It's not very good.
And they were coming off a 30-point loss to UNC Wilmington and losers of 11 of 12.
Who they're playing now? The same UNC Wilmington.
Lahoo Sirs.
So they go into their conference tournament, whatever god-awful conference that is.
The Colonial.
And they beat, on Friday, they beat Stony Brook.
Okay. So this is going to be the 7 games, 7 days?
On Saturday, they beat Campbell by 17, no less.
The Camels, by the way.
On Sunday, they beat William and Mary by 22. On Monday, they beat Towson by 10. And tonight, they are playing UNC Wilmington again in the championship game to punch their ticket to the big dance with a record of 17-19 should they win.
Hey, kick ass. And are they...
They are currently down 1 with 7 minutes left to the UNC Wilmington...
Seahawks.
All right, well, that's a fun little story to keep an eye on. Now, is that on TV? Can we watch that?
That is on CBS Sports
Network.
Now. Okay. Well, flip over to that. That's kind of the beauty part of these conference tournaments. Although I do feel bad. Who are they playing? UNC, you said Wilmington?
Wilmington, yeah.
So this is the crappy part is if Wilmington had a great year and then they get bounced, it sucks that they don't get to go to
because they might have a better shot of upsetting somebody in the big dance.
I just feel bad, and I know they've scheduled it now with some of these tournaments where they really do. They make the underdog win 7 games in 7 days. You do that, you earn it. It just sucks when you get a team like that wins 23 games and they're great and they get nicked 1 game and they don't get to go to the tournament. I kind of think that stinks.
Yeah, looking at their bracket, because a lot of these conference tournaments they've
weighted it and
they've changed their brackets.
Yes.
So Towson was the 1 seed, Wilmington was the 2 seed, and it looks like they were only going to have to win. Well, you got to win 3 games.
Yeah.
If you're a top 4 seed in that league, you got to win 3 games to go to the tournament.
And if you're one of the dogs, you got to win 7.
You got to win 1. No, 6. This is their 6th.
Okay. Because like some of these tournaments, it is 7 games in 7 days in order for like the worst team.
Yeah, the old like Big East used to be that way. I think was 7 games in 7 days.
And then some tournaments have it where if you're the 1 seed, you just have to win 1 game. Like they just automatically bump you to the championship.
Sunbelt is like that. I think now the WCC is like their top 2 teams only have to win 2 games.
2 games. So I actually like that.
It's a nice way of rewarding the body of work of the regular season,
as opposed to just saying, hey, it doesn't matter what you do, you better get hot at the right time, or you don't get upset or you're going home.
Well, it's 63-60 in favor of Wilmington with 6:50 remaining in the game.
Okay. Well, are we rooting for Wilmington or?
No, I want Delaware to beat them.
Right.
Dude, that's a hell of a run.
Your Blue Hens.
My Blue Hens. I'm rooting for my Blue Hens.
What is a blue hen, by the way?
It's a bird.
Well. Why is it? Is it a chicken? But it's
a bird. Oh, there it is. I got it on my TV.
A Delaware blue hen is a standing male chicken with a red comb and wattles, and dark blue feathers. So yes, it is a type of.
So it's just a chicken.
It's a chicken.
It's chicken.
That's
again with the chicken.
It's chicken.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I see it on here. Although, can I say that the blue hen in real life doesn't really look blue?
More of a grayish tinge.
More of a grayish tone.
Yeah. Well, they're on the ropes. They're down 5.
They can't come back from that.
Another open segment next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Oregon athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
How about a handful of Oregon Ducks getting paid in the NFL? Last night you had Johnny Munt, 2 years, $5.5 million with the Jaguars. Today you had Jawan Johnson, 3 years, $30 million with the Saints. And also today, Javon Holland, 3 years, $45 million with the New York Giants.
More importantly, can we talk about the fact that Mr. Johnson looks exactly like Mr. Milchek from Severance?
It's great. It was a great pull.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody took a screenshot of the breaking news and said, your Audi has just signed a 3-year, $30 million extension.
Interesting. I have to go check that out. Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right and fast by a team that's focused on innovation, collaboration, and creativity, you want Mods PDX. At Mods PDX, we craft beautiful, sustainable, energy-efficient buildings of the highest quality. Our modular approach means your project can be completed faster than traditional construction, and our team of uniquely qualified architectural and trade professionals have the expertise and experience to make your vision a reality. Visit us today at modspdx.com.
The best.
It's a great city.
All right. Well, I'm keeping an eye on my Blue Hens. They're backdoor cutting the S out of this game. So if they win, so I was mistaken. This isn't their 6th game. This is their 5th game. So they would have to win 5 games to win the tournament. They were 12-19, so they'll be 17-19. If they win and go, do they just? I mean, auto get Duke?
Probably.
Because isn't Duke going to be the? Well, it depends on what happens in the conference tournaments. But Duke will be the number 1 overall.
Unless they deem that their tournament is stronger than another even crappier conference where somebody else won from a low seed.
Yeah.
But then if Wilmington wins, they're not auto against Duke. They're 26-7.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Blue Hens' reward for making the tournament would be handed.
Losing by 80 to Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilmington would get like a tasty 13 or 14.
Maybe a play-in, if you will.
Maybe a 12 or 11 play-in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, going to the tournament for a 16 seed, I mean, you know what's going to happen. But occasionally, you know, we've seen one, right? We see a 15 or 2, but...
Was there one... 16?
I
It
think
was
there's
Virginia.
been 2.
Yeah, I thought there was another one, wasn't there?
Yeah, the UMBC Retrievers were the first. They
beat
Virginia,
Virginia.
and then
I
we
thought
got
there
one
was-
just a couple years later, right?
I thought there was another one.
I thought there was too. Who was it?
Let me look it up.
Look that up.
I thought we had another one. Purdue. Yep, 5 years after the day that
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yep, they got
God,
it.
that's hilarious.
63-58. So we've had 2 of them.
Delaware's going to shock dudes.
Probably not, but anytime there's a 16
Blue Hens,
versus
Blue Devils.
if you do something long enough, you get something funky that happens. But
Well, they're red hot.
Team of Destiny.
Clearly.
Hey, we have a basketball party to tell you about.
Oh yeah, involving this little tournament coming up.
George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law presents Fan Madness Thursday and Friday, March 20th and 21st at Stadium Sports Bar at A&A Sportsbook.
Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Or call A&A and book a table because that thing does fill up.
That too.
I mean, I think it gets packed.
Actually, do both.
Yes, because you want to be up there. That's a great time to come up and hang out with us for those 2 days. And more importantly, you can gamble on
Bring
the tournament.
cash.
Live bet. Let's go.
All the local shows will be live. Also brought to you by Coors Light Video Only. All the info at 1080thefan.com. Thursday, Friday, March 20th, 21st. That's next week.
Yes.
I love March.
Right around the corner.
We already have Masters ads on the TV. The Players is this weekend. The only thing missing, TGL Tuesday.
Are we getting TGL Wednesday?
No.
No TGL this week?
I think that TGL is getting ready for the playoffs. The guys have to hunker down to prepare. Well, actually, they have to play in the Players, and then they'll be.
Then you get to.
I think they're out there next week.
The cutthroat TGL playoffs.
And it's going to be one epic week of sports. TGL playoffs, March Madness.
When's opening day?
Well, they're playing in Japan.
Yeah, that's.
So if you count that,
I don't.
Okay, so that's like that's coming up. I think that's like. I want to say that might be this weekend.
Yeah, we got March 27th.
Oh, 27th. No, that's
is when the Tokyo series.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it was
Hold on.
I don't think that's right.
Okay, March 27th is the official opening day.
Yes.
Tuesday, March 18th.
Yeah.
Is Dodgers Cubs in the Tokyo series.
Right.
So next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Oh my God, Tuesday.
It's a TGL Tuesday and Major League Baseball Tuesday going right into March Madness.
How epic is Tuesday going to be with TGL
My sports
and
pants.
play-in games?
My
Play-in
sports
Tuesday.
pants so
Play-in games? What?
Let's go. Let's
The
freaking
Dayton
go.
play-in. From Japan to Dayton all in one day. Can your sports pants handle it?
By the way,
No, they
Dodgers,
can't.
Dodgers Cubs. Can you imagine what that ticket is to get into one of those 2 games in Tokyo?
Well, aren't they going Imanaga against Yamamoto?
Yeah.
I think is what they were.
Dude, that thing is going to be good luck trying to get a ticket to that thing. Let's see if I can find out what a ticket to that is. Tickets to.
I love listening to you Google things
Why is that?
because it's hot.
Google me, bitch. Can you even find those like on SeatGeek? I mean, just Google largest penis in the world and the dude pops up. I don't even know where. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for tickets to that.
All right, 66-64.
$2,000 get in price.
Wilmington over Delaware. 2:20 left. This is going to be a buzzer beater. I can feel it.
Let's do it.
Who do you?
68-64.
Oh damn it! You're ahead of me. Who do you want to win? Do you want Delaware to win, or do you want the team that should have earned it?
I want the team that should have earned it. I feel bad for those teams.
Okay.
So screw you, Rudy.
Well, they're up 4.
I'm rooting for the.
Dude, Delaware is Rudy.
Yeah, he's saying screw
Yeah,
Rudy.
screw Rudy.
He doesn't want.
I hate
Rudy.
Rudy.
He likes
Yeah.
Wilmington.
Yeah, I'm going Wilmington.
Let's say it's not Rudy. Let's say this is a
no,
Miracle
no,
on
no,
Ice team.
No. The Blue Hens can go take a blue.
What if they're
you know
1980 Team USA hockey?
Get out of here with that crap.
Yeah, did you know these are all high school players?
Get out of here.
The Delaware.
They're playing for the country, damn it.
Rooting for my Wilmington bros. They earned it. Not these damn Blue Hens. Not even a 500 team.
Hey, don't you think they should earn it by just at least beating Delaware?
Zip it.
Wouldn't that
They've
be earning
already
it?
earned it. They've already earned it.
No, they haven't.
What's
Nothing
their
is
record?
Oh,
handed.
missed the front end of the 1-1.
Nothing is handed
What's
to
their
you.
record?
They're 26-7.
Yeah, they've earned it. Delaware.
Not if they don't beat Delaware.
Yeah, I mean this is an easy win. What was the spread on this?
8.5.
You got a little juice on this, do you?
Of course.
Yeah, he bet
I
the
took
Hens.
Delaware.
God, I love it.
And now it's in jeopardy. 5-point game. 1.5 to go.
Yeah, you're right on the number. Oh, no.
Is Doug Gottlieb in one of these tournaments?
He's not.
I think
his team sucks. Oh, I guess the conference tournament.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because some of the conference tournaments don't allow their worst teams in. Like Nebraska didn't make it into the Big Ten after supposedly being like an at-large team most of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not in there?
No. They had like seniors in tears in the regular season finale because they didn't get in despite being pretty good most of the season.
It appears that the Green Bay Phoenix are not in the Horizon tournament.
They're the Phoenix?
Is his ass gotten fired yet?
No, we talked about this while you were gone. The AD said he's going to see it through.
Oh, my God.
He wants him back next year.
What does that even mean, see it through?
Till
next year and then they fire him?
Well, yeah.
Is that the worst idea in college sports history?
It's up there.
I mean, to hire a man with
know what
no coaching experience and is a national radio host and refuses to give up his job?
Well, what the AD said will make you more puzzled.
Yeah.
He said he is surprised by how much backlash they have received regarding the hire.
Really?
Yes.
You're shocked.
He said he was really surprised by it. And Gottlieb even said, it's been really hard this season with all the hate. He's being a little bitch, too.
My gosh.
He says people are jealous.
You want to talk about someone being out of touch?
Jealous, really.
Jealous of what? Your 3 wins?
Jealous. Hey, when people are successful, man, I'm a head coach, I'm a radio host.
Oh, they're jealous of him.
Yeah, they're jealous of him. And that's why all the hate towards him. Couldn't possibly be because he's an idiot and he sucks at coaching.
Or because on
and
merit
he
he's
sucks
terrible,
as a radio host. He's terrible to listen to. You ever listen to that guy? He's a complete bore.
Well, I'm personally glad that this is crashing and burning. And at least by bringing him back, we get another year of crashing and burning. That's kind of fun.
All right, the club is next on the Fan.
3-2 Beavers, top of the ninth. The 1-0 pitch.
smarter? Full disclosure, Morty, it's not. Temporary superintelligence is just a side effect of the mega seeds dissolving in your rectal cavity.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and once those seeds wear off, you're gonna lose most of your motor skills, and you're also gonna lose a significant amount of brain functionality for 72 hours, Morty. Starting right about now.
Club 1080 with Isaac and Souk is brought to you by Pub Beer, the official beer of cheap fun.
Ow. Ow.
Oh no, they were hurting you so bad. Oh no.
Yeah, baby.
Right in the butt.
He had beautiful hair.
I'm gay.
Here he is, having the time of his life.
I would crush you.
Yeah.
Head coach? God.
It's insane. Why are you going there?
Kick the ball, you little bitch.
What is Colorado Rocky?
Who was the I'm gonna crush you?
That's Gary Anderson.
Is that Gary Anderson?
Yeah. He was, Gary was, we were talking to him at Pac-12 Media Day. I remember that because it was directed squarely at me.
Yeah, I remember it.
And we were talking to him because he had lost a bunch of weight. That was he showed up all skinny.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about beating him in a race. Just running.
Yeah, he wasn't he like
'Cause
racing,
he was running.
He was racing one of his buddies a bunch.
Yeah, and he said he was running a lot, and I don't know, that competitive fire came out in him. I saw it in his eyes that he really would crush me.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to kill me. Dead. In the moment.
I would crush you.
That's what that was.
Well, maybe now you could race the Gare Bear. Who knows?
Where is he now?
I don't know.
Back in Utah?
Good. Yeah. Well, he was bouncing around Utah for a while. I think he went back to Utah State. He was like a D-line coach or something. I think he's got some. He's battling some personal issues.
Well, the Blue Hens are down 3. 14 seconds left. It's not looking good.
No.
Your Wilmington.
Bucks 8.5 though is looking.
He's looking fine. Your Wilmington Seahawks are on the free throw line. Can they make free throws to advance to the NCAA tournament? They can. 73-69.
Good. Suck it, Delaware.
I like this guard, Donovan Newby kid. He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Some sub 500 team thinking they can go and upset the Seagulls or Seahawks, Sea whatever.
Seahawks, yeah.
The Seabirds.
Really ugly uniforms.
Yeah, the teal.
They kind of got a Chanticleers thing going on, a Coastal Carolina deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's Wilmington. I was talking about Delaware.
Oh, yeah, Delaware's jerseys?
Their uniforms are bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
I mean, they're the Blue.
Here we go. We need a 3 here. Let's go. Right there. Boom.
Cash.
Okay. Well,
Down 2 with 8 left.
Down 2. Free
Let's
throw
go.
game.
You need a miss.
Free throw game.
You need a miss. Or a steal. Watching basketball live on the radio, and we get a timeout.
Not only watching basketball, but watching Delaware
Colonial Championship action.
Championship.
I'm
The
sorry.
CAA.
This is the best part of championship week. Right here.
Caring about games that you have no
Because,
business caring about.
If Houston's playing, Arizona in the Big 12 title, I mean, those teams are both going to the tournament.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But this
right here,
This is on the line.
This is sports.
Because neither team has a chance of going if they don't win this thing. Which is why I root for the team that had a good season. I'd feel bad for them. That being said, I really don't care that much.
You know what else I need? I need. Well, one, we've talked about Jennifer Coolidge recently.
She needs to go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think everyone thinks that.
Yeah.
You know what else?
She's had her moment, and now it's probably time to.
She had her moment twice. She did the Stifler's mom thing, and then she had this resurgence.
Well, White Lotus.
Yeah.
But now she's doing that ad where she does the air guitar. That is so cringy.
And then double this, double that, double this, double that.
Yes. Oh God.
Yeah. I think it's Discover made her the face.
Yeah. And I get why. She was the big thing when
Yeah.
White Lotus season 2 was out and everything. And she's, I get her appeal. It's just she's overdone at this point. She's
well, it's weird when
Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce.
It's weird when you get a very, very minor celebrity that gets hired to do like a big, giant national ad campaign, and then they just stick with it, and you're like, it's odd.
It's.
You think Discover would have moved on to the next Jennifer Coolidge?
Remember when like that show 24 was hot, and they got the guy who was playing the president to be the Allstate man?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the same dude who plays Pedro Serrano.
Yeah, and that was cool. He was the Allstate guy, and then it kind of you moved on. He said, and he went away.
Who's the next Jennifer Coolidge?
I'm trying to think of someone. Demi Moore is having a bit of a resurgence right now.
Hmm.
Like everyone thought she was going to win an Oscar for that horror movie she was in, and I don't know why because that thing was terrible. But she went away for a while and she's making a bit of a comeback.
She was in Landman.
Oh, was she?
No, she briefly was in that. I heard.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I could see Demi Moore. Like people love to give celebrities like a second shot. And Demi Moore was never a good actor, and now all of a sudden we're trying to make her like an Academy Award winner. Like she was the big underdog story. Everyone's like, oh my God, she's going to win an Academy Award. Demi Moore's not a good actress.
I thought she was good in G.I. Jane.
She's never been a good actress. She's
still
never
Viggo
done
Mortensen to
anything
SMID?
remotely award-worthy.
I've never thought of her as a bad actress.
Me neither.
What's the best thing she's ever done?
Oh, I don't know, dude. That's out of my league. I just have never thought of her. I don't know. She's a star. She's hot. Pretty good.
This is my point.
I mean, I don't know.
Look,
I couldn't make the case that she's like the world's greatest, but I've never thought of her as a bad actress.
That movie that she was in, The Substance, is a terrible movie.
Well, if it's a bad movie, that doesn't mean she's a bad actress, does it?
No, but she's not a good actress. And they were trying to give her an Academy Award because it was like, oh my God, she was in a lot of things and she's been around a while and has never won anything, so let's make her an award winner. She's never won anything because nothing she's done has ever been award worthy.
Well, didn't Ghost win a bunch of awards?
I don't know if Ghost won awards, but that was probably the movie that that's probably the most serious movie that she's ever done.
Screen Rant, and that is by far her #1 film. Is Ghost.
Ghost for sure.
Followed by Substance, which is the one that you said was terrible that we shouldn't watch.
So bad.
A Few Good Men, although her role in that was very minor.
Yeah.
The Blue Hens' luck runs out.
We like to give those people a second run, and so I could see Demi Moore popping up on a bunch of commercials. Although she's a big enough star that maybe she wouldn't need to do any of that.
I don't think she's Jennifer. Jennifer Coolidge is more like the actress we didn't appreciate enough until later, maybe. Because she played a role really well. Like, she was good in White Lotus.
Like, I could see, like, a Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Or, like...
someone like that who's just, like, a bit... Gina Gershon is another one of these. Like, they're in a lot of things, but they're never really the star. That's like Jennifer Coolidge. They're a character. Demi Moore is a star. She may not be a great actress and doesn't make good movies, but
the Jennifer Coolidge thing, it's like if the cop from Die Hard and Police Academy starts hawking stuff. It's like Jennifer Coolidge because of this like weird quirky voice and the lips and the thing.
And that's why I went with Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, that's. I think that's
Jennifer
closer.
Tilly was in The Bride of Chucky, for God's sakes. Right?
And did a damn good job in it.
Right? She's got that voice. She could be the new Jennifer Coolidge. She just needs to get in White Lotus. Like, the best thing that ever happened to Jennifer Coolidge is White Lotus.
It reminded everyone she existed.
I'll bet you she made more money off of these last 4 or 5 years than she made in the previous 20.
No doubt.
And by the way, just cash in. Because this thing is going away soon. So if you're Jennifer Coolidge, get all the money you can.
Well, we talked about this while you were gone, but Parker Posey is great in the new season of White Lotus.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe she could have a bounce back.
And she's kind of that type.
Yes.
Okay, and speaking of, I had my mind blown today about one of the casting choices in White Lotus. Do you ever get that thing where you didn't realize somebody was somebody else a long time ago? In like an actor, actress?
Who?
Do you recognize the guy Greg from the Bureau of Land Management?
I don't.
What?
He was in season 2.
Obviously, or season 1, but yeah.
Was it season 1?
The bald guy with the yacht?
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff.
He's Uncle Rico. I had no idea.
No?
That's
He's Uncle
Rico
from Napoleon Dynamite.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take the dumb toupee off, it's obviously him.
Yeah, you didn't know
I
that?
had no idea until today, and I was blown away.
Fun
Holy
fact, too,
crap.
he's also the guy that steals the rickshaw in Seinfeld.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that guy is in a ton of stuff.
The Uncle Rico connection blew me away.
Dude, that is mind-blowing. I had no idea that's Uncle Rico. No clue.
Yeah, and then now I can't unsee it.
And if you would have said, hey, Uncle Rico's in White Lotus, I probably wouldn't even have guessed him.
No?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's old Uncle Rico.
What if we take this yacht over the mountains?
This and that. A lot of people doing this and that. All right. I don't want to break.
John Gries.
But we have to. Who's John Gries?
That's Uncle
The
Rico.
actor's name.
Oh, yeah, I just know him as Gary from the Bureau of Land Management.
Or Black Lives Matter if you're Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah. I was just looking to see what else. Again, he's one of those guys that was in a ton of stuff. He was he was Laszlo in Real Genius with Val Kilmer.
RJ brings up a great one. The new Jennifer Coolidge. How about Catherine O'Hara?
Oh, there you go.
I could see that for sure.
Yes.
100%.
She's great.
Underappreciated, been around a long time.
True greatness.
Yes.
She was just in the Super Bowl ad.
And she's been in a bunch. I mean, from Beetlejuice to Home Alone, she's done more stuff than Jennifer Coolidge. But yes, I could 100% see her being the it thing for a while.
Well, even Eugene Levy kind of got a bump after he was, Jim's dad in American Pie, all the way back with, coming back with Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Then his kid was doing all the stuff with him. He got a bunch
now
of
he's
spokesman deals.
that guy.
Yeah, Dan Levy.
Yeah, Dan Levy's like the new Jennifer Coolidge male.
Exactly right.
Everywhere.
All right. Coming up next, we have a murder for hire plot on the Fan.
The home of Dirt and Spray. official beer of cheap fun.
Can I get a hot tub?
Rocket to the
By the
dawn.
way, I looked up old John Gries, a.k.a. Bureau of Land Management.
Gary.
Gary.
White Lotus.
Dude, that guy's career. Let me take you through it.
Okay.
That guy, starting out, he was in Helter Skelter. He was in American Graffiti. He was in The White Shadow. He was in The Jeffersons. He was in The Twilight Zone. Cagney and Lacey. Scrolling. Falcon Crest. Jake and the Fat Man. Quantum Leap. L.A. Law. He was in the music video for Alice in Chains' The Rooster.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He was in The X-Files. He was Dylan's drug dealer in Beverly Hills 90210. He was in Chicago Hope. He was in Get Shorty with Travolta and Gene Hackman. He was in Men in Black. He was in Seinfeld. He was in ER. He was in 24. I mean, Napoleon Dynamite, Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage. Dude, that guy has been
He was in Lost.
And it just keeps, Lost.
Sons of Anarchy.
Taken. The guy has been in
Taken 2.
freaking everything. A couple of CSI. Dude, that guy, I bet you, deep down, like, has the sneakiest, like, best life you could think of.
Celebrity net worth only has him at $2 million.
That's a pretty good, and I bet he works like a month out of the year.
But he was in all that, and he's worth $2 million?
Well, I mean,
he's like 70 years old.
All of these things are little tiny bit parts. You know.
It's 150 titles since 1976.
Dude, that guy has worked consistently in Hollywood, has made a living. Probably has a nice little home somewhere. He's not rich. He just has his little career there, and he's the universal. I know that guy from somewhere. He probably goes around to Comic Cons and signs Uncle Rico stuff. I'm guessing he probably makes a couple shekels off of that.
Well, so next year he's coming up on 50 years in Hollywood. If you start with that Helter Skelter in 76, that's only like what, 5 projects a year or something like that?
Yeah,
I mean that's not bad.
And most of those are probably he's shooting them for a day or two, and I'm sure he makes a couple $100,000 a year when he pulls everything together, and he's got a little SAG card, and I bet you that it's just been. He would be an interesting guy to talk to. Like, if we were at a Comic-Con, I would love to talk to that guy and just his career and what that's been like in Hollywood. He goes to Comic-Cons. I bet you people pay that dude like $20 to have him sign an Uncle Rico thing. Yeah. He goes to like the New York Comic-Con. Just goes around and signs those things. Probably gets, I bet you he gets $5 to $10,000 to show up at those Comic-Cons and sign his name.
Would you rather have that life? Or would you rather be like... Screech.
Well, Screech is dead.
Oh, yeah. Urkel, there you go.
Yeah, like, see, I wouldn't want to be Urkel because he doesn't... And it's the same thing with that Alfonso...
Jaleel White.
Yeah, they don't...
Alfonso Ribeiro.
He's
that's
worth,
who you're thinking of.
There you go. Urkel's worth $8 million.
Is he really?
Yeah.
See,
Alfonso.
I would rather be I'd rather be Uncle Rico.
They make you do the Carlton dance every time.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to be that guy. And you're same thing. You're not rich, but you're doing okay. You're scrapping it together. But those guys are all bitter and angry at the one role, and you're never anything else. And this guy, the Uncle Rico, the John Gries guy, that guy goes about his life, and
he's just a working actor.
He's just a working actor. Probably lives somewhere up in the Hollywood Hills somewhere in a nice little bungalow, and I'll take that life every time. And again, what is Urkel done in the last 50 years?
See, the interesting thing about this Gries guy, it's like the opposite of Urkel, though, because now this is the 150th thing he's been in, and it's maybe the most culturally significant thing he's ever done. Whereas Urkel probably started out that way when he was younger and never went back there again.
Yeah, this thing is, as someone says, the Gries guy probably makes mid 6 figures, residuals, everything he's been in. Again, pieces it together with some Comic-Con money, and let's say that dude's making like $500,000, maybe $300,000-$400,000 a year, just working a couple.
Got a nice little bungalow in LA.
Yeah. Working a couple. Probably has been invited to some Playboy Mansion parties from time to time. Just kind of mills around. It's a great life. Bill Murray's brother's like that. Have you seen Bill Murray's brother that's in like everything that Bill Murray's ever done?
No.
Yeah, and like if you look up Bill Murray's brother, you'll be like, oh my God, that guy is in he was the
Ron Howard's brother is that way
Ron Howard's
too?
brother is that way? Yeah. The Bill Murray and Ron Howard's brothers have made a career off of being their brothers. Like you've seen Caddyshack, right?
Well, sure.
Lou from Caddyshack, the guy that runs the Caddyshack, that's Bill Murray's brother.
Yeah.
The Groundhog's Day, the mayor of Puxatawny, that's Bill Murray's brother. And once you see him, you'll be like, oh my God, that guy is in 1,000 different things.
Is he any good, or he's just in there because he's his brother?
No, he's pretty good now. But he only plays very, very minor bit roles. But, I'm sure being Bill Murray's brother gets your foot in the door, and then he just constantly works those sorts of projects where he has these little bit roles.
Apparently, Jaleel White, Urkel, is now hosting a show called Flipside, which is a game show.
Yeah, well.
And he's the host of it.
Game show hosting doesn't seem that bad, though. That's another thing. You get to go and shoot for like a week or two, and then you're done for the year.
Yeah, Ribeiro's doing that, too.
Yeah, I think he does like American, what is the funniest home videos type stuff?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That is, I think And now that you say it, I feel like I've flipped through at some point and seen him host.
Yeah, look up Brian Doyle Murray, by the way. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, he's Shirley. He's Frank Shirley, the boss. Now he's kind of old and it doesn't look so good, but you'll recognize him from a million different things.
Well, right now I'm trying to find out who the host of America's Funniest Home Videos is.
R.I.P. Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Our friend.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was Carlton, I think, was doing that for a while.
Well, that's Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah.
That's what That's what I'm trying to confirm here. Harder than I thought.
And some of those hosts, if you can get like one of those stupid like America's Got Talent, that stuff pays big money. To be one of the hosts on those things, who is it? Nick Cannon is worth $1 gajillion off of doing crap like that. Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro is still the host of America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah.
And it's not home videos now, it's just videos.
Just videos. See, and I wouldn't want to be a joke. I mean, I know that's still probably a pretty good life, but I don't want to be a running joke. I'd rather be the working character actor.
Well, you would, all things equal, but what if I gave you, $30 million
Well, then you'd be the
versus John's $2 million.
Yeah, then you're the joke. You can make fun of me all you want.
Do you watch Ghost Adventures?
No.
Does anybody watch Ghost Adventures here?
I do not.
No, is that a series where, let me guess, they don't find ghosts?
I don't know because I don't watch it.
It's the same thing like Finding Bigfoot. I got a tip for you. They don't find him.
But I've got a murder for hire plot
from Ghost Adventures?
Yes. And I don't understand it because I think the woman just wants to divorce him. Just divorce him.
Well, let's talk about it.
She's trying to kill him.
Oh, she's trying to kill him?
Yes.
Oh. I always thought it was the other way around.
No. Why?
They go on a cruise. Well, it's mostly the guy doing the killing.
Not in this instance.
Look, if you give me a marriage, you say someone's trying to kill the other one, it's the man trying to kill the wife.
Whatever happened to Tom Bergeron? He's worth $12 million.
Yeah, he was probably all from the. He did Dancing with the Stars, and I think he did America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, kind of milquetoast.
Yeah,
just congenial.
But made a lot of money.
Would you rather have Tom Bergeron's career or Gary from White Lotus?
Yeah, there's enough money there. I'll be Tom Bergeron.
All right.
Yeah, that's about my line right there. Give me Tom.
12.
Yeah.
All right. Murder for hire plot. Next. Here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on The Fan. Lots more player movement in the NFL today. The Indianapolis Colts signed former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones to a one-year, $14 million deal. He'll reportedly battle incumbent QB Anthony Richardson for the starting job. The 49ers released pass rusher Leonard Floyd, who then signed with Atlanta. 49ers also added pass rusher Joey Bosa, uniting him with his brother Nick on the 49ers defensive front. The Eagles traded safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans in exchange for guard Kenyon Green. Meanwhile, on the hardwood tonight, a couple automatic bids up for grabs. In the women's game, the Oregon State Beavers knock off University of Portland in the WCC Championship to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. And in the men's game, we saw UNC Wilmington win the Colonial over Cinderella at Delaware. Also in the Horizon League, Robert Morris punches their tickets to the big dance. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley, the George McCoy from Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan Merch Locker has a new black 1080 The Fan hoodie, as well as classic long and short sleeve tees. Get yours now at 1080thefan.com.
Well, it's time once again on the program to highlight windows and the importance of windows. If you need windows for your home, they can do a lot of things for you. They can increase your home value. They can save you a bunch of money on your energy bills, and they look nice and keep that heat in the winter. And they look nice. Right now, you can get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy at Window Nation. They can also save you a bunch of money because you don't have to pay anything until 2027. So 0 inches, 0 payments for 2 years at Window Nation. So what you want to do is call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Schedule your free in-home estimate. You don't have to go through with it, but you might like that price. Not a lot of things that you can buy for your home where you can save 50%. So right now, 2 windows free with every 2 you buy and 0 interest and 0 payments. For 2 years, you will not be sorry. Pay nothing until 2027. So tell them you heard it from Isaac on The Fan. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate. The question is what is the sweet spot to have someone killed where it's enough money that you know it will be cleaned? You know?
I think you got to go like at least
30?
$100,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because look, if I every time this gets brought up, it's the cops always are on the other end of this. I think in order to get a legitimate hitman to where it's not coming back on you, I think it's 100 G's, man. I would, if I'm having someone killed, and someone's like, hey, it's only going to cost 20 grand. I assume I'm about to get caught.
But there's only so much they can do. I mean, there's never a guarantee.
No.
Right? So if I'm paying 30 grand, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, I don't know. You're right. It's probably like 75.
To take another person's life and not get caught, 30 grand seems incredibly cheap.
Well, okay, but what is the difference between 30 grand and 75 grand with the idea that, it's going to be, I'm going to get caught less? No, just because you pay $45,000 does not mean that there's only so many precautions you can put in place for not getting caught.
I just think hookers and hitmen, you don't go cheap. I think you got to pay the sticker price.
So the murder never happened, but she was arrested last week and charged with solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Aaron, the guy from Ghost Adventures, he was blindsided by the whole thing.
What?
He's like, what the hell?
Why didn't you just file for divorce? Yeah, the police got wind of it because the Florida guy was using a contraband phone, and they got the guy's phone, and then they looked on the phone, and there's a bunch of messages about killing someone, and they're like, yeah, that's not. And so I'm assuming they got a hold of the police, and here you go. Now this dumb bitch is arrested. And did you see what she said when they arrested her?
She is an aloof bitch.
So they arrest her, and Victoria denied wanting Aaron to be killed. She said she was daydreaming or fantasizing about being without her husband. She also said she told him she didn't remember sending the messages, even though they're on her phone. She's like, I don't remember sending those. And she doesn't want her hubby killed. When actually confronted with the messages related to the guy and the money, police say Victoria claimed that she thought the money was for cell phones. She mentioned that her and Aaron were going through rough marital problems. She tried to claim she was sending $2,500 to the prison inmate for cell phones. And about the messages, says right here, you're communicating about killing your husband. Yeah, I don't remember sending those. I don't know.
That doesn't sound like me.
That doesn't sound like me. No, but they're on your phone. No. What do you?
It's like the era we're in of like I can deny anything. It's like
dude, what?
No, you can't.
That's the best excuse ever for a murder for hire plot. I thought I was for cell phones.
Nah, I can't see myself doing that.
No, your message here says $2,500 for the down payment on killing your husband. Nah, what are you talking about? It's crazy talk. Yeah, we were going through some marital things, but I was just fantasizing about being without a husband. I didn't want him dead.
My source is also telling me that somebody else they know talked to her like a month ago and said everything was great. Meanwhile, she was wiring money to...
Dude, how terrifying is it
murder.
If you're that guy, you're the Ghost Adventures guy, you're sitting there and the wife's hot. You think you got a hot wife, you're out filming Ghost Adventures, and it turns out she's already put a down payment on your death.
Crazy. All right, we'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
Primetime owns the water cooler.
You bitched and moaned.